Welcome to Chinese Novel Audiobook. Chapter 181, The Emperor is Dead. Open black lens bracket boom. Close black lens bracket. Damn it, how can there be so many thunder talismans? Run away quickly. No, our mission is to hold this place. If we leave our post without permission, His Majesty will. Are you blind? Didn't you see that Commander Peng ran away? The sky is falling, and there is a tall man watching. Open black lens bracket. Shit, why didn't you say so earlier? Close black lens bracket. At this moment, the Yang mansion was also enveloped by countless thunderbolts, and the guards in charge of guarding it suffered heavy losses. The leader of the guards, Peng Bo, ran away directly, and the others also chose to flee and no longer continued to hold on. If you want to put on a show, you have to do it in full. You can't let the Thunder Talisman avoid the Yang mansion. Instead, you have to focus on it. Otherwise, if you leave such a big flaw, it will definitely be discovered by the old emperor. Because you have the aura of Talisman Seed, those Thunder Talismans subconsciously avoid you. You sneak into Yang Mansion very easily and come to the cenotaph of abandoned Crown Prince Chen Zan. At this moment, the cenotaph has been devoured by thunder, turning it black, and even the ground has been plowed. Open black lens bracket. Open, close black lens bracket. A trace of the sealed aura of the Supreme Emperor's bone emanated from the soul-fixing orb, immediately causing a chain reaction. The tattered cenotaph in front of me suddenly moved, revealing a tiny entrance to a secret realm. You controlled the soul-fixing orb and entered the secret realm directly. Open black lens bracket. Click. Close black lens bracket. The secret realm is closed, and no trace of it is left. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket outside Yang's house. Close black lens bracket. A jumping head suddenly appears, looking around with a dull look in his eyes, as if he is looking for something. I smell a familiar scent. Secret place. This is my second time coming back to this place. After entering the secret realm, your soul walked out of the soul-fixing orb, barely maintaining your body shape, looking at everything around you in gray. The space is not big, but extremely small. The last time I simulated the villain, I was too hasty and didn't have time to observe. But now you can feel that the mist floating in this secret realm seems to have a secret effect of covering up the breath. No wonder it was able to hide for so long. Closing square bracket. The shallow footprints at the entrance paused for a moment in your sight. It was obvious that Chen Ang wanted to sneak attack you just like before, but he was tricked by you and ended up dying. However, what is more important is the dilapidated dragon temple ahead. After several consecutive villain simulations, they always encountered various accidents when they were about to enter this place, resulting in failure at the critical moment and making it difficult to see the truth. Today, I want to see what is hidden inside. In the soul state, you take the soul-fixing orb into your body, nourish your soul, and walk towards the dragon temple in front of you. At this moment, you have an inexplicable premonition that what is next will exceed your imagination. Bang! In the state of a residual soul, you use your mental power to push open the gate of the dragon temple, but what comes into view is the darkness. Crack! Suddenly, an oil lamp appeared in the darkness, and the flame illuminated the entire dragon temple, revealing the dilapidated scene inside, and a Dragon King statue placed in the middle. The Dragon King statue is extremely strange. It has no head. It sits upright on the table, with its hands raised, grasping at its empty head, as if confirming something. Open black lens bracket. This is, close black lens bracket. Looking at the headless Dragon King statue in front of you, your eyes paused, and you immediately sensed a familiar aura, but before you could investigate further, something strange happened. Crack! Inside the fruit offerings in front of the Dragon King statue was a strange stone, which suddenly trembled, and suddenly revealed an illusory figure of a middle-aged man. Open black lens bracket. It is Yang Hong, close black lens bracket. This is the photo stone. You immediately recognized that the strange stone was a special treasure that could perfectly reproduce a person's image, voice, and expression. But Uncle Yang Hong, why did he leave behind such a photo stone? What exactly did he want to say? Closing square bracket. You look at the image of Yang Hong in front of you that is almost indistinguishable from the real person, as if you want to see through him. Later generations, the fact that you can step into this place means that you are either that person, or you have a grudge against that person. In that case, listen to the story I left here. The image of Yang Hong stares straight ahead, looking at you, and his expression suddenly becomes solemn. Decades ago, I returned to the imperial capital after the battle and learned about the rebellion of the deposed Crown Prince Chenzan. But when I returned to the Yang mansion, I saw only a baby, and the rest had run away. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. I know that in order to save this child, I must sacrifice a more important person. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. I found him in the Ghost Valley, the deposed Crown Prince Chenzan, but he became insane and didn't even recognize me. He even forgot who he was. This situation seemed like a soul search or a failed attempt to seize another's body, or maybe. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. I have a bad feeling, and I feel a little panicked. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. I killed him, dug him up, and tried to dig out the legendary, Supreme Emperor bone, but I saw a shocking scene. Hidden inside his body was half of the Supreme Emperor bone, as big as a child's arm. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. The Emperor's bone is unique. The abandoned Crown Prince Chenzan does not have the Supreme Emperor's bone, at all. His so-called Emperor's bone is obtained through transplantation. This B********* D used special means to take away half of his child's emperor's bone and used it for himself. This kind of method cannot be prepared in a short time. But how could he know that Kyaner could give birth to emperor's bone? Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. I realized something was wrong. What on earth was this madman going to do? Maybe I should have some backup plans. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. I hid some things, carried the head of the abandoned Crown Prince Chenzan, and went to the Daxia Palace. When I stepped into the palace, I inexplicably felt a strange sense of suffocation and horror in my heart. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. This feeling lasted until I saw His Majesty. I seemed to see him smiling through the golden screen. It was a strange smile. At that moment, I seemed to understand everything. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. The Emperor is dead. Chapter 182. Emperor Chenzan, the missing half of the Emperor's bones. Shou. Closing square bracket. After saying the last sentence, Yang Hong's shadow suddenly paused, as if stuck, and remained motionless. Instantly, the Dragon Temple fell into a dead silence, giving people an extremely creepy feeling. The Emperor is dead. Your pupils shrank, and you were frightened by the words, Yang Hong lying in front of you. A terrifying chill surged from your spine, reaching your brain, and your hair stood on end. You subconsciously want to look in the direction of the Great Xia Palace, but you force yourself to stop. That old immortal's spiritual perception is too sharp. I have personally witnessed his previous form. If he is not careful, he will be discovered. Open black lens bracket dangerous, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket if the Emperor is already dead. Close black lens bracket. Who is that person in the Daxia Palace? Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket. Could it be, close black lens bracket? The deposed Crown Prince Chenzan did not fail, but succeeded. From the beginning to the end, the one targeting him was not Lao Dang, but Chenzan, the Lao Dang. Assuming that the final winner of the battle was Chenzan, and the old emperor died, then what happened to his body? Why is there a treasure called the soul-fixing orb that can protect the soul inside the head of Chenzan, which is hidden deep inside the Great Xia Palace and placed on the altar? Could it be possession? Chenzan first used the Emperor's bone to burst out the power of a true immortal on Earth, and then used a method similar to possession to kill the old man Emperor and take over his body, indirectly crossing the realm and becoming a true immortal on Earth. He had made many arrangements and preparations a long time ago. But his body also indirectly developed intelligence during the process of possessing another body, and it seemed to be crazy and ran away directly. That's why that deadhead kept saying that he didn't do anything. This indirectly explains why the old emperor is so familiar with the Supreme Emperor bone. Then the question is, how could Chenzan, as a celestial being, seize the body of the immortal Lao Dang? Moreover, after he succeeded, he did not use his true identity, but continued to use the identity of the old emperor, and even did not show up for decades. Could it be that there was a problem with his possession of another body, and some sequelae occurred, resulting in no real success? Or is it that, due to some pressure, or because he is afraid of some existence, he continues to maintain his identity as the old emperor? Also, since the human emperor is Chenzan, then who is the mysterious remaining soul in Yi Cheng's body? At this moment, new questions emerge in your mind, like vines taking root and sprouting, entwining wildly. Open black lens bracket dangerous, close black lens bracket. How come things are becoming more and more complicated? Why are they all so sinister? Closing square bracket. Suddenly, you thought of what Yang Shu said before, you can't beat him. Obviously, your mother Yang Shu knows that the old man emperor is Chen Zan. At the same time, this is also the fundamental reason why she chose to abandon you time and time again during the previous villain simulations. Between old Deng Chen Zan and you, little Deng, she chose old Deng. Shaw. Closing square bracket. The Yang Hong phantom in front of me paused for a short time, and then became blurry, as if there was something wrong with the image that was left. But fortunately, the images continue, telling us something. Yang Hong's phantom is still opening his mouth, speaking something, but it is intermittent. I once heard Shou mention that Chen Zan was praised as a natural saint. There was something magical on his body. I thought it was an emperor's bone. Now I think it's not. Chen Zan is not dead yet, he succeeded, but something unexpected happened. He seems to regard his escaped body very important, and asked me for it. Is it because half of the emperor's bone, or? I refused. I was put under a ban. My body was contaminated. I had problems. He won't kill me before he finds the body. But he wouldn't have thought that I had buried everything here under his nose. I was banished to the land of hidden dragons, that is, the place of the emperors of all the generations. Besides him, there are others who are looking for, it seems, they want the half of the emperor's bone inside the body. Half of the emperor's bone has such power. How terrifying would a complete bone be? I don't know whether that child can survive. Click, click. Yang Hong's shadow began to waver, as if it had reached its limit, and then it turned directly into dots of light. After listening to what Yang Hong said, your expression became strange, as if you were trying to digest it. However, you quickly caught the important point. Stay here. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. Your eyes instantly turned to the headless, Dragon King statue, above. Obviously, the most suspicious thing in the entire secret realm is this thing. Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. You jump up, come to the table, look closely at the Dragon King statue. In front of you, concentrate your mind, and a flash of knife light bursts out, slashing forward. Open black lens bracket boom. Close black lens bracket. The statue of the Dragon King shattered, revealing the headless body of a middle-aged man. The skin of this corpse is like jade, giving people a sense of natural nobility. Even after so many years, it still has not decayed, but has maintained its original appearance, which is quite like the immortality of the flesh. From this, it can be seen that the original owner was very powerful. The strength of the corpse's body was extremely terrifying, and there was still a hint of residual pressure from a true immortal on Earth. It was obviously the body of the abandoned Crown Prince Chen Zan. It's here. A hint of joy suddenly appeared on your face. If the body is here, doesn't it mean half of the emperor's bones? You came to the back of the corpse and found that his back was smooth and delicate, without any marks. It seemed that he still had the ability to heal himself after death. Open black lens bracket tier. Close black lens bracket. After a lot of effort, and using up a lot of your remaining soul power to condense the talisman knife to cut, you finally broke through the back of the corpse. All you can see are your internal organs, but no spine. That half of the emperor's bone disappeared. Chapter 183. Even without the emperor's bone, I can still start over. Who took my emperor bone? Seeing that half of the emperor's bone disappeared, your face instantly turned ugly, but you soon calmed down. At present, there are still only a few people who know about this secret place. Yang Hong can be ruled out first, and the biggest suspect is Grand Prince Chen Ang. The other party obviously knew about this place before you and had been here before. He must have seen the video left by Yang Hong and knew that half of the emperor's bone was hidden in Lao Deng's body. Taking all factors into consideration, the half of the emperor's bone was most likely taken away by your uncle who has been hiding behind the scenes and colluding with the overseas evil gods. And the reason why he still wants the Supreme Emperor bone from you is that he intends to collect the complete Emperor bone. Closing square bracket. But the problem is that in the previous battle, Chen Ang did not reveal the Emperor's bone, because he did not dare to take it out. He used it as a bargaining chip and gave it to the overseas evil gods who colluded with him. Or is it that the one who died is still a clone? Not the real person. Closing square bracket. Chen Ang, I underestimated you. Lao Deng succeeded in his rebellion. With the power of some natural saint, he took over the body of Lao Deng and became an immortal against all odds. But something went wrong. He may have merged with the soul of the old emperor, causing him to have a crazy personality and an obsession with the emperor's bone. At the same time, he used the emperor's bone to recover from his injuries and make further progress. Land immortal plus sage talent plus supreme emperor body. No wonder this guy is so ridiculously strong, he is simply a supermodel. Liu Qian watched the scenes of the villain simulator, the corners of his mouth twitched, he couldn't hold it anymore, and his whole body felt numb. This old man is going to heaven. With all the blessings, this guy might be invincible among the immortals on earth. No wonder the Great Xia Empire only has one true immortal on land, but it can still firmly occupy the position of the first empire of the human race. You know, almost all of the other powerful empires overseas have several people who believe in the true God. Even if there were 10 true gods of the same level, they might not be enough for Lao Deng to defeat. So, what he said in front of Lao Deng's cenotaph before was really a bit of a cry at the wrong grave. Lao Deng's punches were not too slow, but too hard. Hit old Deng from above and hit little Deng from below. The main theme is that he does not recognize his relatives, strikes with heavy punches, is born cold-blooded and ruthless, and has an imperial mentality. So, Lao Deng has been targeting me all along. Part of the reason is because of the emperor's bone, and part of the reason is because he is afraid that I will grow up and rebel against him and kill him. Yang Shu is still the love-brained one. His subconscious mind is still on Lao Deng's side. He has some affection for me, but not much. There is only one emperor bone, and there cannot be a second one. Is he planning to kill me after he has a bloodline and let me try to inherit the emperor bone, or is he planning to leave a descendant for the Yang family? My uncle Chen Ang obviously knows the truth, but he has been afraid of Lao Deng's existence over the years and dared not attack me easily. He once bewitched Liu Shui and took me away to collect the complete emperor bone, but he failed in the end. Obviously, Lao Deng found out. Zan Fuzzy chose to seal my emperor bone and prevent me from embarking on the path of cultivation because he was afraid that once I started practicing, a catastrophe would befall me in an instant. From the beginning to the end, the Liu family did not betray, but was loyal and devoted, always serving Chen Zan, the new emperor. Liu Qian began to analyze himself. This time, the villain simulated too much information, so much that he couldn't consume it all at once. Moreover, there are still many doubts. Why has Lao Deng always maintained his status as the old emperor? What is he afraid of? Why did Lao Deng imprison Zan Fuzzy, the immortal talisman master? Wouldn't it be possible to win people's hearts by simply revealing his identity? Or did the immortal talisman master Zan Fuzzy already know that Lao Deng had killed the old emperor and successfully taken over his body? By the way, the last time the villain simulated, Zan Fuzzy chose to show up and die in order to save him, and he once said, "I must do it thoroughly." He is. This means that Zan Fuzzy must know the truth. But why did Zan Fuzzy always help him instead of Lao Deng? Is there something fishy going on? Moreover, don't believe what Zan Fuzzy said before he died. Does it mean don't trust Lao Deng, or whoever? Back then, when Uncle Yang Hong knew that Chen Zan had taken over the body of the old queen, why did he still hand him over to the Liu family, Chen Zan's diehard fan? Was it because he had no choice, or did he have other intentions? Is Yang Hong really selfless? I seem to have come into contact with the truth, but I also seem to be very far away from it. Liu Qian's eyes flashed with confusion. This world seems a little too cruel. If it weren't for the villain simulator, he would have died at the very beginning. He lowered his head, the light in his eyes gradually extinguished, swallowed by the darkness, and muttered to himself, "I just want to live. Is there really anything wrong with that? Why do you all want to force me to do that? Now that you know the truth, you are helpless. After all, you are only a remnant of your soul left, like a lost dog, and you are powerless to save the situation. Also, at this moment, you have to pray that Lao Deng doesn't come, otherwise, you will be in big trouble." Closing square bracket. Based on the few times you stabbed Lao Deng before, Lao Deng must have chewed your heart. I'm afraid he has already eaten your heart. Closing square bracket. Right now, there is no entity, only the soul. It can only hide in the soul-fixing orb and survive. It cannot exert much strength, and will become weaker and weaker, and eventually its soul will be scattered. But there is a solution. You looked at the headless corpse in front of you, your eyes filled with ambition to survive. Closing square bracket. Even though you lost the soul-devouring demon sword, all your treasures, and your body in this simulation. But in this villain simulation, you haven't been completely defeated yet. Closing square bracket. Since Lao Deng can take over Lao Deng's body, why can't you take over Lao Deng's body and use it as a puppet? Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. You do it as soon as you think of it. You don't hesitate. You grit your teeth and control the soul-fixing orb to enter the headless corpse in front of you. The soul power begins to spread. Even without the Emperor's bone, I can still start over. Chapter 184, Chen Zhan's Memory, The Truth of That Year. You begin to try to possess and refine the headless corpse in front of you, turning it into a puppet that you can host. Open black lens bracket, but unexpectedly, the obstacles encountered were huge. Close black lens bracket. Even though it has lost its intelligence and is just a shell, the headless corpse still retains some spirituality, as if it is still alive. If you were in your prime, with many trump cards in your hand, you would naturally have many ways to deal with this headless corpse. Closing square bracket. But now, you only have a remnant of soul left. Your realm in life was only at the peak of the saint stage, not even a celestial being. You rely on the soul-fixing orb to maintain your soul, and it is almost extremely weak. Right now, I feel helpless with the headless corpse in front of me. Is it because of the dead head? You thought of the dead head that was still alive and talking on the altar in the Daxia Palace. By the way, if the dead head finds the headless body, it can be resurrected and a new Chen Zhan will appear. Open black lens bracket hiss, close black lens bracket. What on earth did Lao Deng do to indirectly create such a thing? Open black lens bracket. What a fun guy, close black lens bracket. No wonder Lao Deng is so eager to get this body back. However, how did Lao Deng and Lao Deng fight in the beginning? What exactly is Lao Deng's sage talent? Before, he transformed into Chen Zhan with 1,000 changes, and gained some characteristics, but only some characteristics of the Supreme Emperor Bone, because half of the Emperor Bone was on him at that time. He did not get the sage talent, otherwise, he could have explored some of Lao Deng's hidden cards. Don't resist. I am Chen Zhan, your master. You suddenly thought of a bunch of lies. If you can fool even ghosts, can you fool corpses? Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. The headless corpse's resistance showed some hesitation. It works. Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. You transformed into that dead head through your ever-changing forms. The headless corpse's resistance quickly disintegrated, emitting a hint of familiarity. Due to the weakness of your own residual soul, the speed at which you take over the body and refine the headless corpse is extremely slow. 10 years have passed in the blink of an eye. Click, click. The fingers of the hands of the headless corpse, sitting cross-legged on the table, suddenly trembled slightly, as if there was some kind of reaction. Open black lens bracket boom. Close black lens bracket. The next moment, a pressure from a half-step land immortal erupted from the dragon temple. The entire secret realm began to tremble wildly, and cracks appeared one after another, as if it could not bear it. You have successfully possessed a saintly corpse of a half-step land-level true immortal. You are nourished by the dragon chi of the Great Xia Empire, and your soul begins to mutate. Your purple talent, the posture of dragon and phoenix, is enhanced. Your soul is nourished by your body, your soul power stops draining away and begins to recover. You have obtained some of Chen Zhan's memories. Boom. Your consciousness fell into endless darkness, and then became blurred, and then it seemed as if you entered a physical body. From a third-party perspective, you heard and saw some images. Father, you are old. Please let me take this position. You be ********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** I think you are getting old and confused. How did you get your position? You have no idea, right? And, don't think I don't know. Emperor's bone. Open. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. This is the memory of that battle back then. Closing square bracket. Your pupils shrank. You never thought that you could learn about the situation back then through the headless corpse. Open black lens bracket boom. Close black lens bracket. Above the Great Xia Palace, the fight between the old man emperor and Chen Zan was so intense that it almost caused chaos, and both were fighting for their lives. Chen Zan, who has activated the emperor bone, has a bright golden glow on his skin, like an invincible god of war. He ignores almost any attack, exchanging injuries for injuries, and is determined to beat up Lao Deng. And the old man also revealed a terrifying might, firmly in the upper hand, dealing with Chen Zan. Evil son, I know you have rebellious intentions, die before me. Suddenly, a beam of blood appeared in the hands of the old emperor, and a terrifying pressure erupted, instantly piercing Chen Zan's heart. At this moment, Chen Zan seemed to be on the verge of death. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket, don't do it yet. He suddenly shouted. Close black lens bracket. Hee Luo, why are you in such a hurry? Remember your promise. Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. A figure like a goddess of the dark night suddenly appeared silently behind the old emperor and attacked him. A dark blood thorn pierced into the back of the old emperor's head. Open black lens bracket puff. Close black lens bracket. The old man was severely injured, spitting blood, and his soul seemed to have been hurt in some way. Swish, swish, swish. Several Western gods emitting an aura similar to that of a true immortal on land suddenly appeared and trapped the old emperor. Evil creature. How dare you collude with aliens? Ha 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 ha, the winner is the king and the loser is the bandit, this is the eternal truth, old man, go to hell. Click, click. At this moment, the memory is frozen on Chen Zan's ferocious face, the besieged old man, and the strange phantom with a smile, and then, it is shattered in an instant. Open black lens bracket boom. Close black lens bracket. Your consciousness returns to reality, to the soul-fixing orb, and your face is filled with shock. Because, in the last moment of your memory, that figure that looked like a goddess of the dark night was very familiar to you. The Queen of Weird Eyes. Shit, these two are in the same group. Liu Qian's face changed drastically, and he almost cursed. Previously, I was thinking of relying on Su Mei's relationship to unite with the Queen of Weird Eyes, to fight against Lao Deng. Then, the next second, you told me that these two were in the same group. Even the old emperor was killed by these two. Good, good, good. That's how you play it, right? If you are not careful, you will be stabbed in the back again. There was no backstabbing before, I think it was because of Su Mei, and also because the simulated clone was vigilant enough, he didn't trust anyone and was on guard against everyone. Otherwise, getting stabbed is only a matter of time. No wonder Lao Deng got so angry when he saw the Queen of Weird Eyes suddenly appear in the imperial capital. He started a fight and drove her out. It turns out that this is the reason. This time, the simulated clone took the same route as Lao Deng did when he rebelled. The gun I fired when I was young is suddenly going to hit me now. How could Lao Deng not be furious when he saw this? He was afraid that the knife that stabbed Lao Deng back then would stab him. At that time, just like this moment. Chapter 185, The Great Xia's No. One devil. The Empire's No. One sinner. Collude with strange aliens. Murdering one's own father. Ha Jishuan, this old man is so damn sinister. No wonder they won that year. It turns out that they not only had the Emperor's bone, but also called on the Queen of Weird Eyes to help, and exploded Lao Deng's gold coins. It's simply insane. If the Great Xia Empire is handed over to such people, it will surely bring disaster to the country and the people, and Great Xia will collapse. The Empire is in danger, the Empire is in danger. Right now, only he, the Crown Prince, can step forward, save the situation, and save Daxia from the dire straits. At this moment, Liu Qian seemed to be able to feel the mission coming from deep in his blood. As for the fact that he also colluded with the weird, that is another matter. For the sake of the Empire, just a few minor details. The deposed Crown Prince Chen Zan is plotting treason, so I have to come and kill my relatives for the sake of justice and purge the Emperor's side. Open black lens bracket dangerous, close black lens bracket. Knowing that the Queen of Weird Eyes had a deal with Lao Deng Chen Zan, you cursed inwardly, what a pitfall. You almost got killed by it again. Fortunately, you were right to quarrel with the Queen of Weird Eyes before, otherwise, who knows if you would have been stabbed in the back. However, judging from the previous situation, the relationship between Chen Zan and the Queen of Weird Eyes is not as good as imagined. It is more of a combination of interests and mutual benefit. This is undoubtedly good news. I just don't know what Chen Zan promised to Queen Weird Eyes in order to get her to take action. You are somewhat curious about this. If you could know this, you could let the Queen of Weird Eyes cooperate with you for a short period of time. However, these are just fantasies at the moment. Closing square bracket. Just now, you took over the body of the headless corpse and refined it, which made quite a commotion. After all, it was still the corpse of a half-step land-level true immortal. Now even the secret realm is in turmoil. It will be exposed sooner or later. You must leave this place first. Otherwise, there will be a lot of trouble. Closing square bracket. Right now, although I have lost most of my means, even my emperor bone, I have some power to protect myself now that I am in control of this corpse. I just don't know what the situation will be like in the outside world after 10 years. Open black lens bracket boom, close black lens bracket. You control the headless corpse and pull the sackcloth from the temple over its body to hide its face. Then you punch out and instantly destroy the entire dragon temple, erasing all traces. That photo stone was crushed by you. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket tier. Close black lens bracket. You control the headless corpse to stretch out its hand, tear open the secret space with your body, and jump in. Outside the secret realm, the original Yang mansion had already turned into a wasteland. Even the cenotaph of the abandoned crown prince Chen Zan had disappeared, and it had become extremely desolate. Suddenly, a figure in sackcloth suddenly appeared, looked at the devastated ground around him, turned around and walked away without hesitation, silently saying, "You can't see me," to cover up his breath. Bang! Suddenly, you seemed to step on something, and when you looked down, it turned out to be a round stone. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket boom. Close black lens bracket. You kicked it away casually and ignored it. Closing square bracket. Soon after you left, several figures emitting heavenly auras appeared one after another and surrounded this place. Looking at the secret realm that was revealed in front of them because it was on the verge of collapse. This is the Yang mansion. There is such a secret place inside. Was it left behind by Yang Hong back then? Just now there seemed to be some kind of fluctuation, as if something had come out of the secret realm. Wait, could this be related to that person back then? You keep an eye on this place. I will go to the palace to report to His Royal Highness the Crown Prince. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. The leading celestial being was about to rush towards the Great Xia Palace when he suddenly saw a figure in sackcloth. Crack! You twisted off the head of the three-turned celestial being in front of you. In front of a corpse puppet that is comparable to a half-step land immortal, the celestial being is as weak as a porcelain doll. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket. Who is it? Wait, close black lens bracket. The other two powerful celestial beings also suffered from your vicious hands one after another. You don't care about the exposure of the secret realm of Yang Mansion. Now that all traces inside have been destroyed, it will be extremely difficult to find out anything. In comparison, you obviously care more about what happened in the outside world in the past 10 years. If you want to know the situation, the fastest way is undoubtedly to ask the locals for information. You will extract the souls of the three celestial beings you killed, then quickly leave this place and prepare to search their souls. However, at this moment, you did not notice that a round stone not far away suddenly trembled slightly, and the outer stone fell off, revealing withered yellow hair and a stupid face. The face stares straight at the direction you left. Found it. Found it. You left the crime scene quickly. You tortured three powerful celestial beings by searching their souls and obtained some memory fragments. 10 years ago, after that great war, the entire Great Xia was almost devastated, most of the aristocratic families were destroyed, and the number of powerful people in the heavenly realm was almost cut off. The old emperor seemed to have been severely wounded and retreated behind the scenes, no longer caring about government affairs. The kings were killed or imprisoned because of rebellion. Since the sixth prince Chen Tai had made great contributions, he was named the crown prince and became the heir to the throne. He is temporarily in charge of the affairs of the Great Xia Empire. The overall strength of the Great Xia Empire has regressed by nearly 100 years because of you, and suffered heavy losses. In the end, all the people related to you were liquidated. Bai Long, Qi Wei, Tong Qing, all of their clans were exterminated. Liu Ruyue and Su Mei were rescued by the Queen of Weird Eyes. The Great Xia Empire issued a wanted order for them, stripping them of their human status and offering a huge reward for their death. A reward of a semi-immortal weapon is offered to the mysterious girl Yi Cheng, regardless of life or death. 10 years ago, you almost caused the Great Xia Empire to split, colluded with overseas alien races, and severely damaged the old emperor. You are known as the #1 devil in Great Xia and the #1 sinner in the empire. The Great Xia royal family has deprived you of your status as the crown prince and removed your name from the family tree. You are no longer surnamed Chen. Before the old emperor went into seclusion to heal his injuries, he specifically issued an order to offer a reward of 1 immortal weapon and 1 immortal level martial arts method for your life, regardless of life or death. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audiobook YouTube channel. Chapter 186. Sir Liu Qian, the Holy Envoy has kept me waiting here for a long time. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. It's bad. After the Great War 10 years ago, almost everyone suffered heavy losses, except Chen Tai who won without doing anything. Closing square bracket. After the old emperor retired, he took control of the entire Great Xia Empire. Although he was only a prince, he exercised the power of the emperor and almost reached the peak of his life. This is simply heaven-like. Closing square bracket. Although the Great Xia that Chen Tai took over was a broken empire that had suffered heavy damage and had yet to recover, it was still a top empire. Looking at the memory fragments from the Soul Search, you were still a little confused even though you had expected it. Damn, this damn old man, Lao Lu, could it be that he really has a destiny? He actually got that position. Back then, I arranged a lot of thunder talismans to blast him, but I didn't even let him take them away. It's time to say it, but it will cause harm for thousands of years. Who could have thought that the biggest beneficiary of all this would be a certain Clown King? Closing square bracket. Of course, you who know the Clown King's true nature well, are very clear that the mastermind behind all this should be a certain noble lady, the Clown King's mother, the imperial concubine Shou of the Great Xia Palace. 10 years ago, if the other party hadn't intervened, perhaps the situation would have been better for you. The other party is extraordinary to be able to promote Chen Tai, the dead lung fog, to this position. Closing square bracket. Sure enough, you can't underestimate too many people. Close black lens bracket. 10 years have passed in the blink of an eye. I don't know how my old friend is doing now, and Yi Cheng. 10 years ago, she could have taken the 9th step and broken through to the realm of a true land immortal. 10 years later, who knows how far she will have gone. I'm afraid this will make people realize what it means not to bully a poor girl. You can't help but feel emotional, but the strange thing is that from the memory retrieved from the soul of the celestial being in your hand, there is no trace of Yi Cheng's whereabouts. It seems that this destined protagonist has disappeared again. Close black lens bracket. Crack. Soon, the souls of the 3 great celestial beings in your hands could no longer bear the pressure and began to collapse. They turned into pure soul power and were directly devoured by you to nourish the remaining souls. Right now, with my remaining soul, it is still a bit difficult for me to control the headless corpse. The reason is that my cultivation level was too low when I was alive. Once a real battle breaks out, my soul power will not be able to sustain. Right now, the best way is to transform soul power from the soul-fixing pearl through killing, stabilize the remaining soul, or obtain a treasure that can reshape the body, or the legendary, ghost cultivation method. However, the best option right now is to leave Daxia first. This place is too dangerous for me. I heard that there are ways to become a god through faith, in various countries overseas. Maybe I can try my luck. You have decided to leave Daxia and go overseas. You will lie dormant for a while and search for opportunities. Moreover, you seriously suspect that the half of the emperor's bone was taken away by the eldest prince Chen Ang, and some kind of deal was made with the evil god overseas. Otherwise, with Chen Ang's strength, how could he have survived the hands of the human emperor? He must have had someone behind him to help him. Thinking about it carefully, maybe it's some kind of family tradition. Dabo is familiar with evil gods, Laodang is familiar with weird things, and you are also unclear about the weird alien races. You may even become a weird knight. Each one is more playful than the other, and they can also make things happen. Moreover, right now, the half of the emperor's bone may be overseas. If I can get the remaining half of the emperor's bone, when the simulation is over, as a simulation reward, my real-world entity will probably be able to soar into the sky. It's just that some stinky beggar got a bargain. You muttered to yourself. Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. At this moment, a golden light of blessing suddenly flashes before your eyes. You were stunned for a moment, and instantly realized that this was heavenly official's blessing, reminding you that there was some kind of chance. Or something else. Closing square bracket. In that case, there is no need to rush to run away. Closing square bracket. Go check it out. According to the prediction of the golden light of blessing, you arrived at your destination in a matter of seconds, and the appearance of the headless corpse changed into that of a cold-faced middle-aged man. At first glance, it was an abandoned site, with some precious materials and some withered bones vaguely visible. This is the former residence of the eldest Prince Chen Ang. You raised your eyebrows slightly, a little surprised. You didn't expect that the blessing golden light would actually guide you here. Back then, the furious human emperor Hajishuan smashed Chen Ang to pieces with one palm, and even killed one of Chen Ang's clones. But after so many years, it should have been searched many times. Closing square bracket. Could it be that there is something hidden? Closing square bracket. You didn't hesitate, you went straight down and started searching. Soon, you stopped in front of an abandoned dry well and sensed a familiar breath. You lowered your head and looked inside, vaguely seeing a hint of blood buried deep under the stone. Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. Under the control of your thoughts, that streak of blood flies out from below and instantly lands in your hands. Closing square bracket. This is the soul-devouring demonic sword. You are a little surprised. You didn't expect to see the soul-devouring sword again. Obviously, this soul-devouring demonic sword was used by Yi Cheng to embarrass the queen's head. After it fell, billions of lightning talismans exploded, and the entire imperial capital was in a panic, and no one paid attention. This semi-immortal weapon was eventually buried deep inside a dry well. However, this semi-immortal weapon seems to have become even more terrifying and much more powerful. Is it because it was stained with the blood of the human emperor? Closing square bracket. Suddenly, you frowned and sensed a hidden strange aura. Open black lens bracket. Who? Get out. Close black lens bracket. Raphael, meet Mr. Liu Qian. A blonde, blue-eyed, slender man wearing a slim suit, obviously a middle-aged man from the other human empires overseas, emerged from the shadows. The aura of this person is different from the cultivation system of the Great Xia Empire. It seems to have an aura of faith. His strength is roughly equivalent to that of a 7th-level celestial being. What's even more bizarre is that the other party seems to know your identity and seems to have been waiting for you here. Sir Liu Qian, the Holy Envoy predicted that you might come here, so I have been waiting for you here for several years. Saint Envoy. Is it Chen Ang? Close black lens bracket. Your first reaction is that the Saint Envoy mentioned by the other party may be your uncle Chen Ang. After all, this guy colluded with the evil god back then, so it seems easy for him to become a Saint Envoy. Damn, this B*************** D really doesn't seem to be dead. Closing square bracket. Chapter 187, Shock. The second Liu Qian. This guy Chen Ang is really hard to kill. Closing square bracket. Not only does he hold a high position in the Great Xia Empire and is the eldest son of the royal family, but he also seems to be overseas and has other connections. Good fellow, are you so cowardly? Like an old turtle, you put on a lot of vests and change one every now and then. Closing square bracket. However, how did the other party know that you would come here? Did he do it through some means, or did he want to try his luck on purpose? Closing square bracket. Holy Envoy. Chen Ang. Sir Liu Qian, you will know when you meet the Holy Envoy. Raphael seemed to be deliberately keeping the secret and did not give a direct answer. To be honest, the Holy Envoy asked me to tell you something. What you want is in his hands. If you want, you can come with me to the kingdom of golden gauze. Then, you can get what you want. Open black lens bracket boom, close black lens bracket. Your spirit is shaken. Closing square bracket. As expected, the half of the emperor's bone was indeed taken away by this fellow Chen Ang. Right now, the other party is hiding in the kingdom of golden gauze. Closing square bracket. The kingdom of Jinsha is also a powerful kingdom belonging to the human race. It is very close to the Great Xia Empire. It is said that there is a true god. However, the kingdom of Jinsha is quite hostile to the Great Xia Empire and is close to the other major overseas empires. It once made some small moves on the border of Great Xia, but was beaten several times by the old emperor who took the throne that year, and then it became obedient. It seems that the reminder of heavenly official's blessing was not because of the soul-devouring demonic blade, but because Raphael in front of him mentioned the whereabouts of the half of the emperor's bone. However, Chen Ang obviously does not have such good intentions. He must have some ulterior motive. I am afraid that there is a trap set up in the kingdom of Golden Gauze waiting for you. However, now that your Supreme Emperor bone has exploded, what else does the other party have in mind for you? Or did you trick him before and kill several of his clones, and now he wants to take revenge? For a moment, you are somewhat confused about the other party's intentions. Closing square bracket. Are you from the Golden Veil? I remember that the Great Xia Empire has a ban. Beings from overseas countries who have reached the heavenly realm must apply in advance to come. Only after approval can they enter, and they must be accompanied by a special person. You suddenly spoke. Before you, after knowing your identity as the Crown Prince, you naturally also made up for some of your knowledge. The Great Xia Empire is very powerful and ranks first among the human race. Envoys from overseas countries must report to it specially. Those in the heavenly realm must also be monitored. 10 years ago, the Great Xia Empire was at its peak. The birthday banquet of the old emperor attracted thousands of court officials to pay respects. Envoys from various countries overseas, including some celestial beings, all behaved like quails after they arrived. But Raphael in front of us, as a 7th-level celestial being, is naturally a key target of surveillance, but he has been lurking here for several years. This is a bit strange. Could it be that some people are blind? Although Daxia was severely damaged 10 years ago, it should have recovered a lot of its vitality by now. Closing square bracket. Hehe, Lord Liu Qian, you must be joking. 10 years ago, because of you, His Majesty the Emperor was injured, the Great Xia Empire was severely damaged, the 24 dukes were almost wiped out, and the Tianren family was almost wiped out, Raphael said with a smile, looking at you with fear in his eyes. Closing square bracket. Obviously, he also knows about your achievements back then. But, at this moment, you feel something is wrong. Closing square bracket. You have to know that you were beaten so badly that only a remnant of your soul was left to escape, and this happened in front of everyone. And the fact that you possessed the body of a headless corpse should not have been exposed yet, but Raphael in front of you seems to be a little too afraid of you. And then, the other party's words revealed your doubts. Over the years, the Great Xia Empire had recovered a bit of its vitality, but 5 years ago, you attacked again, broke into the Great Xia Palace at night, and went on a killing spree, killing many people, and even fought with His Majesty the Human Emperor. The vitality that the Great Xia Empire had originally recovered was once again destroyed by you. Although this matter is secret, we have our own special channels to know about it. The Great Xia Empire is almost extremely weak at the moment. There are many foreign visitors like me lurking in your country. Great Xia is aware of this, but no one is taking care of it. Raphael looked at you in awe, but his expression seemed to be a little more confused. Come to think of it, this is all thanks to you, Mr. Liu Qian. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. What? 5 years ago. Breaking into the Daxia Palace. Open black lens bracket. What the hell? Close black lens bracket. 5 years ago, you were still hiding in the dark corner of the Dragon Temple, refining the headless corpse. How could you have the time to go to the Great Xia Palace? What a joke. Closing square bracket. After learning about Lao Deng's true identity, you went crazy and fought him. After getting the true immortal of the land, I will fight against the old man Hajishuan. Also, why didn't we find any information about this in the memory fragments of several powerful celestial beings whose souls we searched before? Closing square bracket. I don't know whether the news was blocked or I didn't see the memory fragments in this regard. Your expression is somewhat uncertain, and Raphael seems to have realized that something is wrong. Wait, you are not Liu. Shut up. Open black lens bracket. Boom. Close black lens bracket. You punched out, destroying Raphael's body, and grabbed his soul with one hand, searching it directly. Soon, you saw a strange memory fragment in Raphael's mind. 10 years ago, the sins of that war were ultimately pushed onto Liu Qian. Even decades ago, the reason why the deposed Crown Prince Chen Zan rebelled was attributed to Liu Qian. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. According to the calculations of the people of Daxia's Imperial Astronomical Observatory, Liu Qian, is the reincarnation of an evil demon from outer space, destined to bring disaster to Daxia. Right now, the entire Daxia people hate Liu Qian to the core. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. Especially the value of the immortal weapon and immortal level skills in the wanted order issued by the old emperor himself. Even a true immortal on land would be tempted. And the strange thing is that over the years, your traces have appeared in various places in Daxia, attracting the attention of many people. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. 5 years ago, Liu Qian suddenly appeared and stormed into the Great Xia Palace, killing people in a bloodbath. The Crown Prince Chen Tai was almost killed. In the end, it was the human emperor who took action and scared Liu Qian away, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. This matter is extremely secretive and has been considered a scandal by the Great Xia royal family. They have done their utmost to suppress it and must not disclose it to the public. Chapter 188, The Mysterious Evil God. Meet Liu Qian again. In the end, the matter was suppressed, and the extremely evil Liu Qian was also listed as the most brutal wanted criminal within the Great Xia Empire. According to rumors, Liu Qian is suspected to have broken through the realm of the land true immortal. Although this matter was suppressed, it was still known to spies from other countries. They knew about the weakness of Daxia now. If the emperor was not still alive, and if his influence was not there, people would have had some bad intentions. Someone is committing a crime against my face. All the dirty water is thrown on me. It's such a familiar routine. Liu Qian was a little confused, and then he realized immediately that this was just how he had deliberately framed others before. Chen Ang and others were taught a lesson by him before. Now, unexpectedly, I was treated the same way I treated myself. It is really the law of karma, no one can escape it. At this moment, he has already vaguely guessed the true identity of the person behind your face. I'm afraid it has something to do with a mean-spirited, hot-tempered guy. What a big grudge, playing like this. Open black lens bracket dangerous, close black lens bracket. Breakthrough to become a true immortal. And you broke into the Great Xia Palace at night and killed people. How come you don't know how awesome you are? Closing square bracket. After searching his soul, you saw some information about you from Raphael's memory fragments over the years. It can be said that even though you have been hiding in the secret dragon temple for the past 10 years, your legend is still circulating in the Great Xia Empire. Plus, your original status as the crown prince adds a bit of legendary meaning to everything. This method of framing someone up isn't particularly brilliant, but it's very effective. It seems that after not seeing him for 10 years, he has made considerable progress and has even become more resourceful. You have guessed the true identity of the other, Liu Qian. However, now that you are ready to run away, you will obviously not have any more interactions with the other party. In comparison, you are more concerned about the holy envoy behind Raphael and the existence of his forces. Only by following this line can we find the whereabouts of the other half of the emperor's bone. Let me see who is behind you. You increased the intensity of the soul search, seemingly not caring about Raphael's life or death. For someone like him from overseas, let him die. Click, click. Soon, you glimpsed a very secret memory fragment, and your heart seemed to be touched, as if you realized that it contained the information you wanted. Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. In a dark space, at a gloomy altar, figures wearing cloaks and hoods kneel in front of a strange altar, silently chanting something. Among the kneeling believers, the leader was a tall figure wearing a black crow mask and with an elegant temperament. He stood there, and seemed to be the so-called saint envoy. The ceremony begins. As the holy envoy's voice fell, the believers kneeling under the altar began to take out their blades and pierce their chests, and the blood flowed back onto the altar. On the altar, half of the spine, emitting brilliant golden light, was suspended in the air, giving people an extremely overbearing and terrifying aura. Moreover, there was also a certain throbbing of life, just like a living natural supreme being. The backflowing blood began to make the altar glow bloody, trying to dye the half of the spine with a hint of blood. Found it. Your pupils shrank, and you couldn't help but clench your fists. You finally found the whereabouts of your lost half of the emperor's bone. Although the leader was wearing a black crow mask, you were sharp-eyed and recognized that this B***********D was your uncle Chen Ang. It was this B*********** D who stole the Supreme Emperor bone, back then, and is still performing some weird ritual. Are you planning to use special means to refine your Emperor bone with blood? Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. Just as you were concentrating on checking Raphael's memory fragments, you suddenly felt a sense of being watched. Open black lens bracket. Wow. Close black lens bracket. Instantly, a golden warning light of blessing appears in your mind, as if some danger is approaching. Open black lens bracket. What's going on? Close black lens bracket. Click, click. Raphael's memory fragments begin to waver, and a horrifying aura suddenly appears, rushing straight into your mind. On the altar, a hole suddenly appeared behind the half of the Emperor's bone, and a huge, silver eye appeared, staring straight at you. He seems to have seen you through the memory fragments, giving you a creepy feeling, like the Queen of Weird Eyes, but also seems a little different. Master of the Emperor's bone. Hello. Open black lens bracket. Boom. Close black lens bracket. A strange aura is like thorny vines attacking your soul, almost attacking you. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket. Roar. Close black lens bracket. At the critical moment, a vast real dragon emitting golden light appeared in your mind, tearing away the strange aura and crashing into the silver eyeball. It is the enhanced dragon and phoenix appearance. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket. Boom. Close black lens bracket. You had a spiritual confrontation with an overseas evil god through the air. You were left with only a remnant of soul, at a disadvantage, showing signs of mental breakdown, and your mind is in a mess. Open black lens bracket. Wow. Close black lens bracket. At this time, heavenly official's blessing takes effect. A cracked, heavenly official suddenly appears in your mind, protecting you. Your thoughts become clear. What a pity. Open black lens bracket. Boom. Close black lens bracket. Raphael's soul was instantly shattered by your confrontation and turned into ashes. You just feel a slight pain in your head, but it quickly subsides. Damn, I almost capsized in the gutter. You are panting heavily, with only a remnant of soul left. You are undoubtedly weak mentally, and you definitely don't have much power to resist an evil god. Fortunately, you have the blessing of the two talents of dragon and phoenix, and heavenly official's blessing, one purple and one gold. In addition, the opponent is so far away from you that it seems to be hesitant to attack you in the Great Xia Empire, so the power you exert is limited. Is that the evil god behind Chennang? His strength seems terrifying. You frowned. It was just a brief confrontation, and you couldn't determine the opponent's true strength, but it was obviously somewhat unfathomable. However, it is still not as good as the old Den Ha Jishuan in the second stage. The sense of oppression it gives you is not as desperate as Ha Jishuan's. If your Emperor bone is still there, you can use a self-destructive strike to see if you can kill the god. The only good thing now is that I can determine my target. However, I encountered an evil god right after I came out. Is my luck good or bad? Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. Just when you secretly breathed a sigh of relief, you discovered that the brilliant golden light of heavenly official's blessing had not dissipated but instead became more and more intense. The cracks on the body were almost densely packed, and it could break at any time. It's broken. It's not over yet. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket. Close black lens bracket. Your hair stands on end, as if you sensed something. You looked up and suddenly saw a dead head bouncing around not far away, approaching you. Open black lens bracket. However, this is not the most terrifying thing. Close black lens bracket. What's even more terrifying is that behind the dead head, a familiar young figure appeared. That young figure has a handsome face, and looks exactly like you 10 years ago. Chapter 189, See you again, old friend. A sword in the back. Open black lens bracket. Dangerous. Close black lens bracket. I don't know if I didn't check the almanac before going out. Knowing the whereabouts of half of the Emperor's bones was originally a great thing, but I immediately had a fight with the overseas evil god, and then I turned around and met a ghost again. Moreover, it's a murder ghost, with a face that looks exactly like yours 10 years ago. Now, you are a little confused. You can only silently pray that you can't see me, hoping that the other party can subconsciously ignore your existence. You haven't practiced for 10 years, and you haven't made any breakthroughs. With such a long window of time, and a blank slate, you are most likely no match for the other party right now. Open black lens bracket. What's even more terrible is that damn dead head. Close black lens bracket. When that thing appeared, you could sense that the headless corpse began to struggle and lose control. After all, you are not the real owner of this corpse. The real master has arrived. Closing square bracket. Don't come over here. ... Open black lens bracket. Tread. Close black lens bracket. The bouncing dead head approaches the ruins of the residence of the eldest Prince Chenang, with a silly expression on his face, sniffing around as if confirming something. The smell disappeared. Did it hide? It has been following you all along, and when it sees you suddenly disappear, it immediately becomes anxious and looks around. Suddenly, a strange luster appeared in the deep eyes of the dead head, as if he was ready to investigate the situation, but then his expression suddenly changed slightly, as if he smelled a familiar smell approaching. Open black lens bracket. Not good. Close black lens bracket. The dead head subconsciously turned around and tried to run. Bang! At this moment, a large white hand suddenly appeared from behind, grabbed its hair, and lifted it up. Open black lens bracket. Liu Qian had a cold smile on his face, looking at the dead head that was struggling in his hand. You guy, you suddenly ran away 10 years ago. I didn't expect to see you here. It's fate. Close black lens bracket. Let me go. Snap. Closing square bracket. Liu Qian expressionlessly slapped the dead head twice, and the dead head in his hand instantly became much more obedient. I just happened to be heading to the Great Xia Palace, so I'll give you to that old man as a gift. By the way, how come you suddenly appear here? Suddenly, Liu Qian seemed to realize something and looked towards the ruins that were just around the corner. The next moment, you, who were originally in the state of, you can't see me, suddenly felt a sense of being watched. In front of you, Liu Qian was holding a dead head and looking straight at you. Open black lens bracket. It's broken, it's been seen through. Close black lens bracket. Your concealment skills are indeed amazing. I was not paying attention just now and almost didn't notice it. However, fortunately, at this moment, you have transformed into the appearance of a cold-faced young man through a myriad of changes, and under the disguise, you are the original appearance of a headless corpse. It seems that it is impossible for the other party to see the soul-fixing orb, hidden deep inside through the flesh body, and you. Open black lens bracket. Thinking of this, you can't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Close black lens bracket. It's just a little trail. You said modestly, preparing to find a chance to run away. Really? May I ask your name? I don't know why, but I feel like you are familiar to me, as if I have seen you before. Could it be that you are an old friend? Liu Qian frowned and looked at you, seeming a little confused. My name is Han Li. I don't think I've met Brother Liu before. Brother Liu must have recognized the wrong person. You tried to fool him with nonsense. Fortunately, the Liu Qian in front of him just frowned, thought for a while, and then nodded slightly, thinking that he had indeed recognized the wrong person. Closing square bracket. In response, you quickly said goodbye. Liu Qian agreed, but when they were about to part, he suddenly asked about the location of the Daxia Palace and said he had something to do. You pointed in the direction without hesitation, and then turned around and left. Open black lens bracket. Puff. Close black lens bracket. A sword tip suddenly pierces your chest from behind. You suddenly stood still, motionless, in disbelief. A faint sound mixed with gnashing of teeth came from behind. You son of ABCH, you really think I'm a fool, don't you? Even if you become a ghost, I can still recognize you as a dead ghost. You're still taking my knife, right? Did you know that I left a mark on it? 10 years. 10 years. Do you know how I spent these 10 years? Do you know? At this moment, you can almost sense the terrifying resentment behind you that has almost condensed into substance. Demon disintegration and destruction technique. Explode. At this moment, you almost didn't hesitate at all, and brazenly chose to disintegrate the internal organs of the headless corpse, and explode, erupting with terrifying spiritual energy fluctuations. Open black lens bracket. Boom. Close black lens bracket. The terrifying spiritual energy fluctuations instantly erupted in the imperial capital, immediately attracting the attention of countless people. Even a certain old man in the Great Xia Palace was instantly startled. Closing square bracket. Liu Qian, who was standing nearby, was also blown away by the horrific explosion. I found the big evil Liu Qian. He wants to break into the Great Xia Palace and kill the emperor, you yelled frantically while controlling the corpse to run away. Your voice instantly resounded throughout the imperial capital. The next moment, the entire imperial capital exploded. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket. What? Liu Qian is here, close black lens bracket. What? The emperor is dead. What? Father is gone. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. How dare you come here? A shocked and angry voice suddenly rang out from the Great Xia Palace. Open black lens bracket boom, close black lens bracket. A huge white jade hand suddenly appeared and slapped towards Liu Qian. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket boom, close black lens bracket. The Liu Qian, who was blown away immediately tore through her disguise with a palm, and transformed into a peerless beauty with a still charming appearance, a ferocious face, a red dress, and gnashing teeth. It is the destined protagonist Yi Cheng. Closing square bracket. By the time she realized what was happening, you had already run away like crazy, leaving only your back. Open black lens bracket, Liu Qian, close black lens bracket. Chapter 190, Everyone, see you next time. Open black lens bracket, Liu Qian, close black lens bracket. Yi Cheng, the peerless beauty in red, is furious. She stares at your fleeing figure, shaking with anger, and her voice is filled with endless resentment. 10 years. A full 10 years. Open black lens bracket finally found you, close black lens bracket. In the past 10 years, in order to find you, she has spent countless efforts, killed countless people, and traveled almost all over the Great Xia Empire. In the end, nothing was gained. She went to the land of hidden dragons and fought with Yang Hong, trying to find your whereabouts, but was chased away by a land-level true immortal level evil dragon that Yang Hong released to guard below. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. The Chu family was almost destroyed by her, and all of Chen Tai's bloodline was killed. She also ran to the Daxia Palace, intending to kill Chen Tai. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. She killed all those in Yanyu Sword Pavilion, and put a knife on Yang Shu's neck, forcing him to tell her where you are. After failing to find out, she chopped him off and took the 1,000 changes. Later, she was almost blocked by the human emperor Haji Shuan who came over. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. She suspected that you might have gone overseas to live alone with Su Mei, so she immediately went overseas and found the tribe of the Gatong clan, intending to kill Su Mei. She ended up fighting with the Gatong queen, and when she found that there was no trace of you, she decisively ran away. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. She went to the kingdom of Golden Gauze, discovered the hidden Chen Ang, hacked to death several of his clones, and had a serious conflict with the kingdom of Golden Gauze's patron saint, a lower-level god, and killed him. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. While escaping, you found Liu Ruyue who was training alone. You suspected that he had imprisoned you and had done something to you. You chased him for a long time, but he eventually jumped into a secret place and disappeared. To no avail. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. After experiencing failures again and again, Yi Cheng still did not think of giving up, but became even more crazy and sober. Finally, she came up with an idea and thought of a good way. That is to transform into you, make trouble everywhere, and force you out. Actually, this method was inspired by you. After all, you tricked me countless times before. Open black lens bracket. So, a new, Liu Qian, appeared, close black lens bracket. But after a long time, she even forgot that she still had your face on her face, and she couldn't tell whether she was Liu Qian or Yi Cheng. But she still retains that vengeful nature. Now, all your former enemies have suffered. The powerful celestial beings and kings of the Chen family who were still alive at that time were all stabbed. The vitality that the Great Xia Empire had accumulated over the past 10 years was all destroyed by this vengeful old woman. Because she was seriously injured in the last fight with Emperor Chen Zan, she hid away to recover. Until recently, she made a breakthrough in strength and was preparing to come out, take back the blood knife, and break into the Great Xia Palace again. As a result, when I went out, I found the head of the dead that I had lost that year, and I also saw that familiar figure. I was in a trance. Although your appearance and aura are different, she recognized you at first sight. Open black lens bracket. This may be the power of hatred, close black lens bracket. For a moment, Yi Cheng thought he had let it go and reconciled with himself. He was just trying to say hello to you. Then, because of a certain B's foolishness in his nonsense mouth, she got angry again and recalled some memories of the past. How dare you lie to me? I want you to die. Open black lens bracket Daxia Palace, close black lens bracket. The breath of the emperor's corpse. Human Emperor Chen Zan, who was originally somewhat annoyed by Yi Cheng's appearance, was instantly alarmed after sensing the breath of the headless corpse you controlled. Open black lens bracket boom. Close black lens bracket. The altar deep inside the Great Xia Palace was suddenly broken, revealing a rotting, festering face. The opportunity to achieve enlightenment. What's going on? Both nonsense and ever-changing are no longer effective. How come this woman updates so quickly? She's not as easy to fool as before. At this moment, you deeply know that you are 10 years behind, and you are almost like an antique from the old times, and you are a little bit useless. Once you are caught by Yi Cheng, I am afraid he will torture you. You should run away first. Click, click. Accompanied by a sound of shattering, the golden talent, heavenly official's blessing, has been shattered. This should have been a long-lasting talent, but you turned it into a consumable one. No way, you are too troublesome, you have a lot of enemies, and even the golden talent can't protect you. Closing square bracket. If all else fails, we can only choose to abandon this emperor. You have made a certain decision. Closing square bracket. The world is changing. At this moment, a force of time suddenly acted on you. You, who were originally fleeing, actually began to retreat, as if you were lying backwards, returning to Yi Cheng behind you. Open black lens bracket. Wow. Close black lens bracket. There is such an operation. Closing square bracket. Liu Qian, I will make your life worse than death. I will imprison you forever and torture you every day. Yi Cheng's resentful voice echoed in your ears, making you feel a little creepy. You haven't forgotten that once you can't die and end the simulation, your progress will be stuck. Besides, it is you who is being tortured, not some beggar. Who knows how long it will take for the main body to gather 500,000 villain points to rescue you. Open black lens bracket dangerous, close black lens bracket. Emperor's corpse. Explode. You did not hesitate, and brazenly used the heavenly demon disintegration and destruction technique, disintegrating the entire headless emperor corpse, and bursting out with the might of a true immortal on land. Boom. No. The human emperor Chen Zan, who had rushed over at high speed, was immediately shocked and angry when he saw this scene. The emperor's corpse was related to his chance of becoming a god. Now that the emperor's bone is gone, this is his last chance. But even if he wanted to stop it, it was too late. Closing square bracket. No, don't, ah. The dead head being grabbed by Yi Cheng also let out a painful roar. Yi Cheng, who was originally furious, also had a bad premonition. Open black lens bracket boom. Close black lens bracket. The terrifying explosion instantly broke through, Dozhuan Xingyi. Closing square bracket. A golden bead appeared from the explosion. You walked out of the soul-fixing bead in the state of a residual soul, with a self-igniting black flame all over your body, almost dim to the extreme. You chose to burn your soul and commit suicide. You calmly look at Yi Cheng in front of you. The old man suddenly faces death. Everyone, see you next time. Open black lens bracket. No, close black lens bracket. You died, the simulation ends. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audiobook YouTube channel. Chapter 191, The Simulation Ends, and the Easter egg segment begins. Liu Qian. He silently watched the villain simulation that ended abruptly in front of him, and felt his mind go blank and swollen. He couldn't help but rub his head. What happened? Why did he commit suicide? Che, I thought my simulated clone was abstract enough. I didn't expect to meet a talented player like Yi Cheng. Some people, throughout their entire lives, can hardly ever compare to the true chosen ones. If he hadn't met the other party, the simulated clone could at least live a little longer and go overseas to the kingdom of Golden Gauze to find out what was going on and find the location of the half of the emperor's bone. It is even possible to continue fighting, kill Lao Deng Chen Zan, and clear the level. The result is, alas, fortune and disaster are interdependent, and it is difficult to tell. If I had not gone to the eldest prince's mansion, but had directly fled Daxia and headed overseas, I might have been able to avoid Yi Cheng, but I would not have been able to find out the whereabouts of the half of the Emperor's bone. In comparison, that news is more important. The choice made by the simulated clone at the last moment was obviously correct. If Yi Cheng catches me, I'm afraid I'll be in real trouble. Liu Qian sighed in his heart. He could see that Yi Cheng, the destined protagonist 10 years later, had apparently reached the realm of a true immortal on Earth. Overall, he was almost completely replaced by a new generation. In the true sense, it means, don't bully a girl because she is poor. Looking at the villain simulation this time, except for Lao Deng who was very tough, almost all the others were killed by Yi Cheng, even Yang Shu was no exception. The other female protagonists Su Mei and Liu Ruyue were almost beaten to tears. She is already in the veritable tape stage, and asks for a tape from anyone she meets. The simulated clone was no match for the opponent at all, and all his tricks had little effect on the opponent. If he doesn't commit suicide decisively, he will be captured alive in a moment. If he uses force, he will probably suffer the consequences. But it's a pity. Judging from the simulation, Yi Cheng had obviously let it go, but the simulated clone was stressed out by a few subconscious nonsense words. Otherwise, the result might be different. A simulated clone doesn't have my god's perspective after all. Besides, it's a bit too straight and doesn't understand women's hearts. Well, this villain simulation has yielded quite a lot of results. At least I've figured out most of the details, which is not bad. Liu Qian couldn't help but sigh. Bang! The door suddenly opened. Liu Ruyue walked in carefully carrying a bowl of steaming chicken soup. Liu Qian, are you hungry? I made chicken soup for you. Now that his rival Su Mei has just been picked up by the Queen of Weird Eyes, Liu Ruyue is planning to take advantage of the situation. If you want to capture a man's heart, you must first capture his stomach. But she knew that before, Su Mei had always been made soup by the man in front of her. To this end, she specially stewed a pot of chicken soup under the guidance of Sister Sword Soul. However, what Liu Qian did next poured a bucket of cold water on her. Did I say I was hungry? Do I have to drink the soup you made? Liu Qian looked at her coldly, his tone was flat, without a trace of emotion, and he obviously saw through her thoughts at a glance. After this villain simulation, he finally knew that Liu Ruyue was Yang Shu's adopted daughter, and she had an inexplicable affection for him. Then, when Liu Ruyue was at a loss and stood there in a daze, he slowly took the chicken soup. Go cook me 2 more dishes. Okay. I'll go right away. Liu Ruyue was overjoyed, as if a heavy burden had been lifted off his shoulders. He was so happy that he ran towards the kitchen in a hurry. Bang! The door is closed. Liu Qian's serious face suddenly lost its composure and he couldn't help laughing. He drank a mouthful of hot chicken soup to warm his stomach and said with emotion, alas, if the simulated clone had even a third of my power, he wouldn't have ended up committing suicide. He's just Yi Cheng. When the Queen of Weird Eyes comes, he has to sing, conquer. Simulated clone. Ni. ... Kitchen. If he wants to eat the food I cook, it means he's starting to accept me. Liu Ruyue, who was cooking, looked like a stupid roe deer, with a happy smile on her face. He didn't notice at all the speechless expression of the mysterious sword spirit on his body. This silly kid. ... Ding, the host has easily controlled the destined heroine Liu Ruyue, and made you obey him and cook for him with a soft rice and hard-earned attitude, and got the reward, 10,000 villain points. Closing square bracket. ... This chicken soup is okay. Liu Qian, who was drinking chicken soup, suddenly heard the prompt sound of the simulator in his mind. The 7th simulation ends and the final settlement begins. Crash. The familiar, River of Time, appeared again, covering all directions and solidifying time. The 7th fragment of the villain's simulated experience began to appear in the River of Time. The dragon and phoenix figure shocked the imperial capital, pretending to be Lao Deng and fooling Lao Lu. He raised an army to rebel, but failed miserably. His remaining soul hid for 10 years. Soon, the time segment came to the segment after the simulated clone committed suicide. Seeing this scene, Liu Qian couldn't help but stop drinking the chicken soup, his eyes became serious, and he was also looking forward to the next plot. The next step is the Easter egg segment, right? Swish. Seeing the simulated clone spontaneously combust, turn into ashes, and disappear, Yi Cheng, who was dressed in red, went completely crazy. After 10 years of waiting, this is the result. The crazy Yi Cheng directly fought with the human emperor Chen Zan, and the two sides fought so hard that the sky collapsed and the earth collapsed. Liu Ruyue, dressed in white and looking like a swordsman, arrived a step later and also chose to join the battlefield. Then came Su Mei, the Queen of Weird Eyes. Facing the siege, the human emperor Chen Zan, who had not yet recovered, was hit hard again. Both sides were injured. In the end, Chen Zan chose to retreat, unwilling to fight with a few crazy women. Then, several women looked at each other, and because of your clothes after death, they started a decisive, civil war, and started fighting. Su Mei was completely disappointed and chose to plunge into darkness here, giving up her human bloodline and becoming a weird. She led the weird to launch a crazy attack on Daxia. Liu Ruyue merged with the sword spirit and became a white-robed sword fairy. She traveled far overseas and built a cenotaph for you on a mysterious island. She never married and lived a lonely life. The crazy Yi Cheng searched the whole world, entered countless secret realms, and set off a terrifying massacre, trying to find the treasure to revive you. Chapter 192, Pseudo-Golden Talent. The opportunity to break through to the land true immortal. Swish. At the end of the scene, a peerless beauty in a blood-stained dress stands in the dark abyss, staring straight ahead with her right hand extended, as if she has penetrated time and space. At this moment, Lu Qian suddenly felt an inexplicable horror, as if the peerless beauty in the long river of time before him seemed to have penetrated the long river of time and saw him. Those crazy eyes, in that instant, became clear. I will find you. Hiss. Could it be that this guy was so strong at the last moment that he could transcend the constraints of the river of time? Lu Qian's eyes changed. This had never happened before. This method seems to have exceeded the scope of the land immortals. Seems a bit creepy. Crash. The long river of time suddenly dispersed, and the peerless beauty in the blood-stained clothes began to disappear. But those crazy eyes were deeply engraved in Lu Qian's mind. Swish. A golden bead fell out from the released river of time, revealing a dying soul bathed in black flames. The remaining soul had a calm expression, as if it didn't care about the flames burning on its body, and just quietly looked at the real body in front of it. And his body actually began to glow with light, and began to condense Dao fruit. This time, the number of Dao fruits instantly surpassed the previous number, reaching 9. Start the final settlement. The host can choose 4 from the following 9 options. Close black lens bracket. First item, the 7th level of the Qing Emperor's Longevity Sutra, Peak of Sainthood. Second item, Blood Dragon Thorn, Top Heavenly Man Magical Weapon. Third item, Fixed Pseudo Gold Talent, Dragon and Phoenix Talent, to become your own innate talent. The fourth item, Immortal Talisman Master Inheritance, Immortal Talisman, 9 Mysterious Sky Dome Returning Ruins Divine Thunder, 5 Saint Talisman Array. Fifth item, Soul Fixing Beat, Rare Treasure of Heaven and Earth. Sixth item, A Headless Corpse, Half-Step Land Immortal. Item 7, Heavenly Demon Disintegration and Destruction Technique. Item 8, A Tube of Marrow Blood, Supreme Emperor Bone. Item 9, Soul Devouring Demonic Sword, Semi-Immortal Weapon. Gurgle. Seeing the 9 powerful Dao fruits emitting sparkling light suspended in the air, even Lu Qian couldn't help swallowing. This villain simulation is definitely the most thrilling and rewarding of all the simulations. The pseudo-gold talent Dragon and Phoenix talent is due to absorbing Chen Zhan's Great Xia Dragon Qi. Has it advanced? It's an unexpected surprise. Lu Qian paused and looked at option 3, seeming a little surprised. Dragon and Phoenix talent, pseudo-gold born supreme, with the appearance of an emperor, invaluable, can condense the true dragon Dharma image, turn the virtual into the real, the body is protected by the immortal phoenix, immune to spells, and the recovery ability is greatly enhanced. Closing square bracket. Pseudo-golden talent. Such an effect is obviously much stronger than the previous dragon and phoenix talents. It's a pity that there is no purple talent option in Eat Oil on the Foot, otherwise, I could try to use the purple talent scroll to get purple talents in batches during the villain simulation, and then feed them back to the real body. Through villain simulations time and time again, Lu Qian has already experienced the horror of those simulated talents. But obviously, this loophole is not so easy to exploit. However, even so, you can randomly get an extra purple talent when simulating the villain, which is pretty good. It's a pity that I can only choose 4, so I have to make a choice. Among all the rewards, option 1, the peak level of sainthood, is undoubtedly the first one to pass. Once you choose it, the number of villain points you will simulate next will undoubtedly be an astronomical number. If you don't choose it, you can maintain your current extraordinary cultivation level, and the remaining villain points, 103,500, can be used to perform another villain simulation. The second is the Blood Dragon Thorn, a sinister magical weapon that only appeared once before gathering dust in the space ring. Well, the next choice should be based on actual combat power and layout. Liu Qian took a deep breath and quickly and decisively made his choice. Simulator, I choose the third, fourth, fifth, and eighth rewards. The reason why I didn't choose Headless Corpse and Demon Disintegration and Destruction Technique is because these two are both in the capital of Daxia, and it's not difficult to obtain them. The former should go to the Daxia Palace and ask for the dead person's head. If he refuses, chop off his head and take it. As for the latter, you can trade with Chen Ang, or rob him. Soul-devouring demon sword. He already has two. I'm not going to play 3 swords. If you don't choose the pseudo-gold talent Dragon and Phoenix talent, you will really lose it. Immortal Talisman Master Inheritance can also quickly enhance one's own combat means, and there is also an additional Immortal Talisman trump card and billions of Thunder Talismans placed by the Imperial Capital. Soul-fixing orb. At critical moments, you can save your life and escape, prolong your survival time, and obtain more information and resources. What is more important is that tube of marrow blood. Not only can you improve your own strength, but you can also quickly reach a higher level. In the future, you can also use this option to continuously refresh and restore your own Emperor Bone to its peak, quickly reaching the level of a true immortal on land. Wait until we find the remaining half of the Emperor's Bone. Then there really is nothing missing. No one knows how terrifying the complete form of the Supreme Emperor's Bone is. By then, I wonder if Lao Dang can withstand his fist as big as a clay pot, and the 3 punches he gave his father. Swish. In an instant, the solidified river of time began to tremble. The 4 beads around the floating residual soul, representing Dragon and Phoenix talent, pseudo-golden, inheritance of the Immortal Talisman Master, soul-fixing bead, unique treasure of heaven and earth, a tube of marrow blood, Supreme Emperor Bone, flew towards Liu Qian and merged into his body. Boom. In an instant, the figure of a brilliant real dragon and an immortal phoenix emerged in Liu Qian's mind, and some special changes began to appear in his body. It seemed as if one's own qualifications had been improved in some way. At the same time, with the infusion of the Immortal Talisman Master heritage, his own Talisman Master level also instantly broke through and reached the 7th level. That vast and powerful Immortal Scroll, as well as the Soul-Fixing Orb, also appeared in the soul, guarding everything. There is also a tube of brilliant golden marrow blood in his hand. Liu Qian looked deeply at the marrow blood in his hand. There was no doubt that this item might be the biggest gain from this villain simulation. In future simulations, this item can be used as one of the best options. Open black lens bracket host, Liu Qian close black lens bracket. Age, 18, longevity, 2,100 yuan. Occupation, Talisman Master, level 7. Realm, extraordinary peak. Kung Fu, inherited from the Immortal Talisman Master, the 6th level of the Green Emperor's Longevity Sutra, Land True Immortal level, the 4th level of the Ancient Dragon Elephant Sutra, Heavenly level, the 8th level of the Thousand Shadows Magic Art, Mutated, the Authentic Book of Talismans, Illustrated Explanations of Talismans. Divine Magic and Taoism, Immortal Scriptures, 9 Mysterious Sky Dome Return to Ruins Divine Thunder, 5 Saints Talisman Formation, Green Emperor Immortal Body, Dragon Elephant Tyrant Body, Shapeshifting, Vast Tyrant Dragon Fist, Supreme Mode, 9 Steps to Heaven, 1000 Changes. Open black lens bracket physique, Supreme Emperor Bone close black lens bracket. Talents, Grease the Soles of Feet blue, You Can't See Me red, Talisman Seeds purple, Nonsense purple, Blessing from the Heavenly Official gold, Talent of Dragon and Phoenix fake gold. Items, Supreme Emperor's Bone Marrow Blood, Soul-Devouring Demon Sword X2 Semi-Immortal Weapon, Life-Replacing Blood Escape Talisman, Xuanian Treasure Mirror, Heavenly Magical Treasure, Heavenly Demon Stone, Legacy of 64 Heavenly Beings. Number of simulations, 0 times. Villain points, 103,500. Chapter 193, Purple Talent, Late Bloomer. With my current combat power, I am afraid that I can already rival the ordinary, true immortals on Earth. Liu Qian looked at the simulation panel in front of him, roughly estimated all the means on his body, and finally made a rough, vague calculation. After all, he actually didn't know much about the realm of true immortal on land, and was not clear about the level division contained therein. Ultimately, it is because of the knowledge gap in oneself. If he really received the inheritance and teachings of the Great Xia royal family since childhood, it would naturally be known, but he was trained as a playboy from a noble family since childhood. Even after that, he got opportunities one after another, but he was still weak in some aspects of knowledge. In the simulated world, there are crises and murderous intentions everywhere. It is not easy to survive, so naturally there is not much time to study. Although the Green Emperor's Longevity Sutra is a technique for the true immortal level on land, it only mentions how to break through to the true immortal level on land, and does not go into detail about the specific divisions of this realm. In the entire Great Xia Empire, there is only the human Emperor Lao Deng, a seriously overstandard land immortal, who has only fought with the opponent and has no way of determining his true level. But the only thing that is certain is that the realm of the human Emperor Chen Zan is definitely not that of an ordinary land immortal, otherwise, it would be impossible for him to suppress the other overseas human empire forces and not dare to act rashly. Even the strange alien races and evil gods are extremely afraid of Lao Deng. So far, only the Queen of Weird Eyes, a member of the forbidden royal family, dares to come to Daxia. As for the rest, I didn't even see a ghost. I'm not afraid, I'm afraid that if I come here, I'll have to leave my life behind. Lao Deng's strength is probably among the highest order among the true immortals on Earth. In the next simulation, in addition to going overseas and obtaining half of the Emperor's bone, I must also find a way to make up for the knowledge about the true immortals on land. Lu Qian paused, and suddenly looked at Liu Ruyue, who was busy in the kitchen. In fact, there is a simpler channel, that is, the mysterious sword spirit in Liu Ruyue's body learned. But as cautious as he was, he always felt that the mysterious sword spirit was not that simple, and it seemed to be greedy for his blood. You still have to be on guard. Let the simulation do it. Hey! Lu Qian suddenly realized that after the final settlement, the long river of time in front of him had not receded. The remnant soul in front of me is still standing in front of me, staring at me calmly. It seems that the hidden mechanism has been touched upon again. Woohoo! It's me as expected. So, he looked at the remnant soul in front of him with expectation, rubbed his hands subconsciously, raised his eyebrows, and looked like he understood. Don't worry, I understand revenge. Che. The word, Jing, instantly appeared on the remnant soul's forehead, veins bulged, and his fists were clenched. You know nothing. In the simulation world, I play both the role of a father and a mother, and occasionally even a grandson, just to earn milk money for you, AB*************** D giant baby, right? You beggar, you will have to bear the consequences sooner or later. Closing square bracket. Bang! A purple Taoist fruit was suddenly thrown out and hit Lu Qian's head hard, drying it up. In the next life, I will be the real body. You go work for me. Shit. With an unwilling roar, the long river of time before his eyes instantly dissipated. Hiss. It's time for dinner again, brothers. Lu Qian rubbed his forehead and grimaced. It was obvious that the force just now was not light, but he didn't care. Compared to the real thing, getting hit is no big deal. It's okay to give me a beating. After all, the simulated clone had gone through life and death for him. Swish. The purple Taoist fruit instantly turned into flowing water in his hand and merged into his body. Open black lens bracket demon disintegration and destruction technique close black lens bracket. This is actually not a bad option. At the critical moment, I can die more comfortably. Lu Qian looked at the nothingness in front of him, and the smile on his face gradually disappeared. He first looked at the tube of marrow blood in the space ring, and chose not to use it. Then, he looked at the remaining villain points in the simulator. Villain points, 103,500. My savings are only enough for one last simulation. Once this one is over, I will have to take over as the real body. The time left for me is running out. Lu Qian has already prepared the option to choose cultivation after the next villain simulation, greatly enhancing his own cultivation in the real world. I don't know if it's a celestial being, or a true immortal on Earth. And then, the next villain simulation will definitely be an astronomical number. I guess it will take a long time to accumulate. Villain simulator, start the 8th simulation. Ding, 100,000 villain points have been deducted from the host in exchange for one villain life simulation. In an instant, all his savings disappeared, leaving only 3,500 villain points. Now, even the 10 draw talent trick is impossible, so the only thing left is to go all in. Ding, the 8th villain life simulation begins. Closing square bracket. It is detected that the host spent 5,000 villain points in the last villain simulation to retain late bloomer purple in this simulation. Do you want to choose it directly? Close black lens bracket. The host can also refresh and start a new round of talent extraction, but the retained talents will also disappear. Closing square bracket. Call. Fortunately, I kept a purple talent when I simulated the villain last time, otherwise, I wouldn't have a new talent this time. Choose late bloomer as the talent for this villain simulation. Liu Qian made a decisive choice. Last time wasn't the reason for keeping this purple talent just for this moment. With this talent, this time, he is going to take an unconventional approach. Ding, congratulations to the host for this villain simulation and obtaining a temporary talent, late bloomer purple. Open black lens bracket late bloomer purple. The older you are, the stronger your talent becomes. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. Simulation starts. Closing square bracket. Chapter 194, The Realm of the True Immortal on Earth, The Strength of the Human Emperor Lao Dang. Simulation starts. Closing square bracket. This time, you have obtained a special talent of the late stage, late bloomer. Obviously, this talent needs time to be verified. Maybe you can choose to hide. Stay hidden for 100 or 8 years, wait until you are invincible, then show up again. Closing square bracket. But your current situation is extremely dangerous, and it seems that what you lack most is time. Closing square bracket. In fact, there are too many people coveting your life, and the most dangerous one among them is a certain Lao Dang. Even if you flee overseas, you will probably attract the covetousness of countless evil wolves. But as smart as you are, you quickly thought of a shortcut. If I use the 9 steps to heaven and burn my lifespan, wouldn't that speed up the process? 100 years, 500 years, 1,000 years, 2,000 years. As long as I burn more, won't I be able to fully exert the true effect of this powerful talent? The older you get, the better you fight. If it is possible, then it seems that you can be more reckless in this simulation, and you don't have to be as cautious as in the previous villain simulations to save your life. When you think of this, you just feel that you are G genius. However, before that, you still need to do some preparation. Closing square bracket. You took out the purple talent enhancement scroll and tore it open, starting to randomly enhance a talent. This time, the red talent, you can't see me, is selected, and the purple talent begins to advance. You can't see me purple when you silently recite, you can't see me, in your heart, your sense of existence will be reduced to an extremely low level, and other people will subconsciously ignore your existence, thinking that you are a part of themselves. This ability can be used on other people, but it requires close contact. While the effect has been enhanced, there is also a limit on the number of people, and the operability has undoubtedly been greatly enhanced. Liu Qian paused, and instantly realized the meaning behind it. Whether it's a group attack or running away with others, it's an excellent talent. It seems that this is not inferior to the previous, foot grease. In terms of practicality, it may be even higher. You have seen the power of this new purple talent. Perhaps it will be of great help to you in the future. You looked at Liu Ruyue in the kitchen, thought for a moment, and called her in, saying that you wanted to talk to the mysterious sword spirit in her body. You intend to find out about the realm differentiation of the true immortals on land. Similarly, you also intend to confirm the true strength of the human emperor Lao Dang. Faced with your request, Liu Ruyue was stunned for a moment, then nodded, indicating that he needed to talk to Sister Sword Spirit. Obviously, her relationship with the Sword Soul is more like some kind of symbiosis rather than a master-servant relationship. Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. After a short wait, Liu Ruyue's eyes suddenly changed and became cold. His aura instantly reached the level of a celestial being, and at the same time gave you a feeling of being unfathomable. Open black lens bracket. What do you want me to do? Close black lens bracket. I want to know about the differentiation of the realms of the true immortals on Earth in this world. You directly stated your purpose. Hearing this, Liu Ruyue looked at you meaningfully, as if he was a little surprised, and at the same time realized that you might know something. But for Liu Ryue's sake, she did not hide it and resolutely explained it to you. The cultivation system of the human race is different, and the realms are also different. In the Great Xia Empire, the land immortals are divided into 3 realms, namely, human immortals, earth immortals, and heavenly immortals. In the human fairyland, the 3 flowers gather at the top of the head, giving birth to the Dharma image, initially condensing a law of its own. A single thought can change the celestial phenomena. Even if the body is destroyed, the soul can survive and take over another body. In the earthly immortal realm, the 5 chi converge into one, condensing the power of multiple laws. A paradise is born in the heart sea, which can continuously draw power. In the heavenly immortal realm, the true spirit is immortal, and one has initially gained a hint of immortality, almost becoming immortal. The overseas human race countries are different from the Great Xia Empire. They follow the route of faith power and rely on the offerings of believers. They are divided into lower gods, middle gods, upper gods. The strange races are not much different. They are forbidden emperor, forbidden king, forbidden overlord. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. Human immortals, earthly immortals, heavenly immortals. Lu Qian's eyes moved. He didn't expect that there was such a detailed division. If we look at it this way, his current combat power is almost equivalent to that of a human fairyland. If one chooses to self-destruct the Emperor's bone with the heavenly demon disintegration and destruction technique, it can explode with power beyond that of a human immortal, equivalent to that of an earthly immortal, or even higher. This mysterious sword spirit knows so much, I'm afraid its true body is at a high level. Accompanying Liu Ryue's narration, you suddenly have an epiphany, and begin to have a clear understanding of the realm division of the true immortals on Earth. At the same time, you have also roughly understood your own strength positioning. Although you do not yet have many characteristics of a human immortal, you already have the corresponding combat power. If this is true, then Lao Dang in the Great Xia Palace must be at least in the earthly immortal realm. At the same time, you also realize that during the last villain simulation, Emperor Lao Dang probably did not burst out with his full strength after entering the 2nd stage of transformation. At least the other party has never used the power of law. Do you know the true realm of the Great Xia Emperor? You find that the mysterious sword spirit in front of you seems to know a lot of secrets, and you want to ask tentatively. Closing square bracket. In response, the other party just shook his head, indicating that he didn't know, but you were keenly aware that there was a slight change in the other party's aura. Obviously, the other party knows something, but is unwilling to tell you. At this moment, her expression suddenly changed, as if she was talking to a being inside her body. You realize that it might be Liu Ruyue who is helping you. Before I even got through the door, my elbows started to turn outwards. A trace of anger appeared on Liu Ryue's face, and he was obviously angry. Then, he saw you angrily and told you a shocking news. I don't know the realm of that old monster, but I can tell you that he has devoured all the other human immortals and earthly immortals in the Great Xia Empire. Now, even if the heavenly immortals come, they can't deal with him. If you don't want to die, don't go to the imperial capital so easily. Open black lens bracket boom, close black lens bracket. Your pupils shrank. You didn't expect to know such explosive information. The human Emperor Lao Dang is actually hiding so deeply. Chapter 195, New Mysterious Scroll. Shit. This old immortal not only ate my emperor's bones, but also ate all the human and earthly immortals in Daxia. No wonder Daxia has only had such a true immortal on Earth. At this moment, Lu Qian finally understood why Lao Dang was so difficult to beat. This guy is simply a bottomless glutton, he eats everything. And the Zon Fuzzy who was locked up and never killed was probably destined to become food. However, was this tradition started by Lao Dang or Lao Dang? If it started with Lao Dang, then it seems to explain why Lao Dang rebelled back then. If Lao Dang didn't rebel, he would have been eaten. No, the Daxia royal family's ancestral tradition of killing fathers and sons is right. I put pressure on you from the beginning, I put intensity on you. If you don't have enough strength, you can't be my Daxia Chen family's child. A bunch of crazy people with sick brains. After learning such a secret from the mysterious sword spirit, you almost cursed, and obviously realized that the Chen family of the human emperor has a dark heart. Using the flesh and blood of all the immortals on the land of Daxia to feed one person, how can this not be powerful? Closing square bracket. No wonder the strange and alien races don't dare to come here easily. Compared with that old deng in the Great Xia Palace, they are as young as new recruits. Open black lens bracket. Who is the trickster? Close black lens bracket. You even suspect that the mysterious sword spirit in Liu Ruyue has suffered a loss at the hands of Lao Deng. Otherwise, he wouldn't be so angry. You are not so low in emotional intelligence as to ruin someone else's business. Closing square bracket. Thank you for clearing up my doubts. In this case, I will also give you a gift. You exhale a breath of foul air, suppress your slightly explosive mentality, and say that you want to take the mysterious sword spirit in front of you to a place. Although Liu Ruyue is confused, he still chooses to go with you. You brought her to the port of the magic city and entered the mysterious secret realm through special means. As soon as he entered, Liu Ruyue was stunned. Such a rich spiritual energy. If she can practice here for a few years, this girl Ruyue might have a chance to break through to the heavenly realm and exert some of my combat power. Wait, the flow of time here is different from that in the outside world. It is an excellent place for cultivation. How did you find this place? Obviously, Liu Ruyue was also very shocked by the existence of the mysterious secret realm, but he vaguely sensed that the flow of time here was not right. At this moment, you seem to have become more mysterious in the other person's mind. We can only hold out here for a year at most. After a year, it will collapse. You didn't answer the other person, but change the subject. Closing square bracket. Hearing this, Liu Ruyue immediately felt very sorry, but even if it was only 1 year, it was enough for her strength to increase dramatically. You parted ways with Liu Ruyue and agreed to leave this place after a year, but in fact it was because of your cautiousness. When you are not used to practicing, there are other people around you. Open black lens bracket. This will make you feel insecure. Close black lens bracket. You went to the misty ruins alone, saw the stone statue that once held the parchment scroll, and prepared to start practicing. 1 month later, the barrier to the holy realm began to crumble. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. 3 months later, you broke through to the sainthood, your strength skyrocketed, and you gained the means to search souls. You think that this speed of improvement is too slow, so you take out the marrow blood of the Supreme Emperor bone, and the Emperor bone in your body suddenly boils. Crack. You crushed the tube in your hand, and the marrow blood, containing terrifying power, was instantly absorbed by your pores. You enter the supreme mode, and begin to intentionally control the absorption of this power. At the same time, countless pills are poured into your mouth as if they were free. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. You entered the previous dream again. In the dream, you found that your control over the Supreme Emperor bone began to become stronger and stronger. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. Half a year later, you broke through to the peak of the Saint Realm, but the remaining energy did not seem to be enough to support you in condensing your domain and breaking through to the Heavenly Man realm. You began to comprehend the talisman. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. 8 months later, you successfully comprehended the 5 sacred talisman formation and became an 8th rank talisman master, comparable to a celestial being. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. Compared to the last simulation, your strength is undoubtedly improving much faster. You begin to immerse yourself in this atmosphere of rapid growth in strength. If you were given another tube of marrow blood, you would definitely be able to break through to the level of a celestial being. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. A ray of golden light suddenly appears, interrupting your practice. You realize that the 1-year period is almost over, the secret realm is about to collapse, and it is time to leave. Open black lens bracket boom. Close black lens bracket. The secret realm begins to show unusual movements and shows a tendency to collapse. Just as you are about to leave, you suddenly discover that a stone statue not far away suddenly emits a golden light. You were stunned at first, then you reacted and realized something. Closing square bracket. Is there a hidden opportunity inside? Before, you tried to break the stone statue with violence, but failed. Now, with the collapse of the secret realm, the things hidden inside began to reveal themselves. You have an inexplicable premonition that the things inside will be of great use to you. You stopped, ignoring the collapse of the secret realm, and watched quietly. Click, click. Cracks began to appear on the stone statue, revealing a corner of the package inside. It turned out to be another mysterious scroll with countless stars and dots of light. What's going on? Why hasn't Liu Qian come yet? Liu Ruyue stood anxiously at the exit of the mysterious realm, with a faint aura of the heavenly realm emerging from her body. It was obvious that she had gained a lot in the past year. According to the agreement made a year ago, the two parties should have met here, but Liu Qian has lost contact. The secret realm began to collapse, and space turbulence appeared. If things go wrong, it will be a dead end. In the end, Liu Ruyue gritted his teeth and looked at the half-collapsed secret realm in front of him, but still chose not to run away. He wanted to go back to find you. Break it for me. Open black lens bracket boom. Close black lens bracket. A land level true immortal level / suddenly appeared from the space turbulence, tearing open a huge hole. Open black lens bracket walk. Close black lens bracket. Holding the soul-devouring demon slayer sword, you appear like an invincible king, grabbing Liu Ruyue and jumping out of the secret realm. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audiobook YouTube channel. Chapter 196, Out of Yangshan. Oh no, the noise is a bit too loud. As you walked out of the secret realm with Liu Ruyue in your arms, your face suddenly changed slightly. A warning from the heavenly official came into your mind, and you quickly put away the soul-devouring demon slayer sword that had transformed into an immortal weapon. You disappeared without a trace of aura. Open black lens bracket boom. Close black lens bracket. Outside the sea area of the demon city, a terrifying attack comparable to that of a true immortal on land suddenly erupted, instantly alarming countless people. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket tier. Close black lens bracket. But suddenly, a huge gap was cut open in the mysterious secret realm, revealing a collapsed apocalyptic scene. A huge abyss crack was split open in the sky above the demon city by a sword, and it took a long time to heal, almost shocking everyone. Closing square bracket. What's going on? What was that aura just now? It was so terrifying. Was it a celestial being? Impossible. Celestial beings are not that terrifying. It must be a true immortal from the land. The sky was split open with one strike. What a terrifying sword technique. There is actually a land-based true immortal hiding in the Great Xia Demon City. Who came out of that mysterious secret place? Are they human or some strange alien race? Open black lens bracket Daxia Palace. Close black lens bracket. The old emperor, who was having a meal, suddenly paused, his eyes flashed a trace of blood red, and he looked towards the direction of the magic city. The aura of a true immortal on land. There are still some fish that have slipped through the net and have not been eaten. Open black lens bracket boom. Close black lens bracket. The next moment, an extremely vast pressure from the human emperor instantly descended upon the demon city, making it difficult for countless creatures to breathe, and they all knelt down. It is obvious that the movement in the demon city has alarmed His Majesty the human emperor, who has come down with his divine consciousness to investigate. But soon, this human emperor's divine consciousness returned in confusion and disappointment, obviously not finding the target. Devil's Sea, 10,000 meters underground. Close black lens bracket. The two stone figures hugging each other were motionless and silent, with a strange red light emanating from their surface. The surrounding creatures subconsciously avoided them. Click, click. When the divine thoughts of Emperor Chen Zan passed by, you could clearly feel the agitation of the emperor's bones, as if something had been triggered. At the critical moment, heavenly officials' blessing played a key role and covered up the abnormality. However, the illusion of the heavenly official, in my mind, seemed to have some cracks, which obviously helped you to avoid a disaster. Closing square bracket. I was almost discovered by that old immortal. His dog nose is still so sharp that even the heavenly official's blessing was cracked. Is that old immortal serious? That's right. A strange land immortal suddenly appeared in the magic city. Who knows if he came for my emperor bone? How can Lao Deng not react? Ask yourself, if you were Lao Deng, your reaction would probably not be small. Closing square bracket. You feel the danger is fading away, the Tianguan in your mind disappears, and you secretly breathe a sigh of relief. You've made such a big fuss at the beginning. If old Deng finds out that you have the strength comparable to that of a human fairy at such a young age, he will probably think that you are out of control and come to kill you at all costs. Then this doesn't fit your plan of hiding. Closing square bracket. Now is not the time to conflict with the other party. However, this adventure is worth it. At this moment, in your tightly clenched hands, there is a new mysterious scroll. Out of the Yang Spirit, secret method of celestial immortals, the Yang Spirit leaves the body, not afraid of day or night, and travels thousands of miles. It is extremely young and strong, and can transform from virtual to real. It has most of the magical powers of the original body, controls the 3 souls and 7 spirits, and can separate and control them, leaving the soul and spirit behind to control the physical body. Closing square bracket. Note: the Yang soul cannot be out for too long, otherwise the Yang soul will not match the physical body, the physical body will be destroyed, and the Yang soul will become a rootless duckweed, gradually dissipating. This is actually a secret method of the celestial being related to the soul. Closing square bracket. Once you have successfully cultivated, but have not yet broken through to the realm of true immortal on land, you can leave your soul and travel thousands of miles a day. You can also leave a trace of your soul behind to control your body and fight on 2 fronts. This secret method seems to be of great use to you right now. Show the Yang God. In addition to the 9 steps to heaven, the stone statue in the ruins actually has such a strange secret method. Who left this behind? Liu Qian paused, unable to hide his surprise. The mysterious land of ruins seems a little too complicated, with so many opportunities. The person who left these things behind must be no simple person. What a great secret method. This item will undoubtedly be of great use to my next plan. If it is paired with the soul-fixing bead. You looked at the Chu Yang Shen in your hand, and instantly thought of a way to fake your death and escape, and hide it from everyone. But that is the final, helpless measure. Closing square bracket. Under the circumstances where you are not forced into a desperate situation, it is better to preserve your body as much as possible and keep your emperor's bone. After all, you are still thinking about collecting the complete imperial bones. I have thought about learning the secret method of clone before, but I have never been able to do so. Now is an opportunity. At this moment, Liu Ruyue, who is in your arms, is unaware of anything else. He just holds you tightly, with a slightly red face. Bang! You crushed the mysterious scroll in your hand, and the method of practicing, out of the Yang God, instantly came to your mind. You find that this technique is very suitable for you. Unlike the 9 steps to heaven, which requires a lot of hardship to practice, it only takes a few days to succeed. You did not return to the magic city, fearing that Lao Deng would come back to attack you, so you simply practiced deep in the sea. You found a reef on the seabed, and built a stone house using the talisman technique. You hid inside and asked Liu Ruyue to guard you outside. A few days later, you successfully cultivated the out of Yang spirit. Yang Shen, come out. You first felt an inexplicable repulsive force emerging from your body, and then you felt dizzy and appeared in the talisman house. You find yourself transformed into an illusory, Yang God, being, emitting an extremely young and strong aura. With just a thought, you can travel thousands of miles, comparable to a true immortal on land. Is this the Yang God? You sigh with deep emotion, then look up and forward, and what you see is a motionless body. Looking at the physical body in front of you, you have an inexplicable feeling that as long as you have a thought, no matter if your Yang soul is thousands or hundreds of thousands of miles away, you can instantly return to the physical body. Next, it depends on whether we can carry out a 2-front war. You cut out a soul and a spirit, and put the soul into the body in front of you. Then, a new perspective suddenly appeared. Click, click. I saw that the fingers of Liu Qian in front of me trembled slightly, and he slowly opened his eyes. One person and one Yang God, they looked at each other instantly. Close black lens bracket. Chapter 197, entering the imperial capital and meeting Yi Cheng again. Success. You and Liu Qian spoke at the same time, with the same expression on your face, and the scene was extremely weird. At this moment, you can almost control the body in front of you through the separated soul and spirit, but because the soul and spirit are incomplete, you can only burst out 80% of your combat power at most, but even so, it is enough. Closing square bracket. 80% of the combat power is also the combat power of a human fairyland. Closing square bracket. If the existence of the Yang God is added, the combat power is almost equivalent to that of 2 human immortals. Closing square bracket. This almost doubles your combat power, and your survivability has skyrocketed too much, starting to approach those old coins. However, the only certainty is that the consumption of, out of yang shen, seems a little too terrifying. Closing square bracket. You have just been out for a while, but you already feel your soul is tired. My realm is still too low, and the strength of my soul is too weak. It's a bit hard to bear, you frowned slightly. Even with the nourishment of the soul-fixing orb, it was still a bit difficult. It would be nice if I could have another soul-fixing bead. Closing square bracket. No wonder it is so easy to cultivate, out of yang god. On the one hand, it may be because of your high talent and compatibility, but the consumption is also extremely terrifying. Closing square bracket. Perhaps, this technique was not meant for mortals to practice from the beginning, but for those true immortal level beings on land. You are currently using it beyond your level. Closing square bracket. It seems that I have to break through to the heavenly man realm as soon as possible. The tube of marrow blood in the laboratory below the Liu family is extremely important to me right now. And the headless corpse in Yang's house is also an important bargaining chip. That corpse is obviously very important to Lao Deng. It is related to his enlightenment and can be regarded as a weakness that can be exploited. Right now, I have a rough plan. It's just that I have to take some risks, but the chances of success are not small. You have already made a plan in your mind. You are going to go to the imperial capital first to improve your strength. At the same time, you want to find out the exact location of the half of the emperor's bone from someone. During the last simulation, you only knew that the half of the emperor's bone might be in the Golden Gauze Kingdom, but you didn't know exactly where it was in the Golden Gauze Kingdom. It seems that if we go to look for it, once we arouse the vigilance of the overseas evil god, it will be bad to hide the half of the emperor's bone directly. What's more important is the unstable factor of Lao Deng. You look up in the direction of the demon city and can clearly sense a faint tingling pain. Since Lao Deng's divine consciousness came a few days ago and failed to find you, some people have come to the demon city. Moreover, there is a huge wolf hovering around, making a surprise attack. Obviously, a certain old man still refuses to give up. Of course, the biggest reason for the other party's reaction is probably because you, who were supposed to be in the magic city, disappeared. That old immortal has most likely done something to me, so he can locate me. But right now, heaven officials' blessing has blocked that for me, and the "you can't see me" effect has also been applied, so he can't lock onto my location right now. Click, click. There are more and more cracks on heaven officials' blessing, and a new crack will appear every day. Right now, I don't have much time left. I can't stay in the demon city anymore. You have made up your mind, and you have left your body and returned to your physical body. Old man, if that's the case, I will go back to the imperial capital and fight you. Imperial capital, your sudden disappearance has caused quite a stir, causing a lot of commotion in all directions. All this is because, after you disappeared, people from the Great Xia Palace kept rushing to the magic city to search for your whereabouts. Obviously, in the eyes of countless people, your disappearance has attracted the attention of the human emperor, who is very concerned. However, what no one knows is that because of your sudden disappearance, a certain human emperor Lao Deng began to lose control of his emotions. Every day, eunuchs and palace maids are beaten to death for no reason. Who is it? Who stole my big medicine? Open black lens bracket Prince Wu's palace, close black lens bracket. What's going on? That damned little b*** d is missing. Find him for me. I want his body to be found alive or dead. Clown King Chen Tai is also extremely concerned about your disappearance. Open black lens bracket the eldest prince's residence, close black lens bracket. Chen Ang frowned, looking at the silent skull in his hand, with some confusion on his face. Why did it disappear? Who took action? Bang. While the outside world was in an uproar over the search for you, no one knew that in a hidden corner of the imperial capital, a wave of a talisman array suddenly appeared. Two figures suddenly appeared out of nowhere. It was you and Liu Ruyue. Back then, Zon Fuzzy laid down billions of thunder symbols under the imperial capital, and also arranged many nodes. Now, you, who have advanced to the 8th level talisman master, use these nodes to break through the space with the life substitute blood escape talisman. Once upon a time, the life-saving blood escape talisman, that was originally used as a life-saving talisman, you can now draw it at will. Ryu, do me a favor and tell your master that I want to see her. 3 days later, at Yang's residence. Open black lens bracket, good, close black lens bracket. Although Liu Ruyue didn't know your purpose, he nodded heavily, indicating that he would convey it. Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. After Liu Ruyue left, you changed your appearance in a myriad of ways, becoming an honest boy and rushing towards the Liu family. Right now, the Liu family is still half dead and playing dead. The old B*****************, the Liu family's ancestor, is already badly injured and lying dead, and the entire Liu family seems to be in a storm. But you know, this is all an illusion, a trick. You easily sneaked into the Liu family's backyard and prepared to approach the underground laboratory. But the next moment, you suddenly paused, with a strange look on your face, as if you had seen something strange. Why is this guy here? But in front of me, there is a figure of a young girl holding a bloody knife, looking around furtively. Chapter 198, Trick Yi Cheng. Breakthrough. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. Perhaps because you are too familiar with her, you haven't seen her face clearly yet, but you have already recognized her identity. She is the protagonist of Destiny, Yi Cheng. But the question is, how did this guy appear in the Liu family? Closing square bracket. During the last simulation, I didn't see her coming to the Liu family. Could it be that your disappearance caused the original plot to change? Closing square bracket. This guy probably suspected that you were hiding in the Liu family, sneaking around with a knife, and was going to chop you. Open black lens bracket. What hatred, what resentment, close black lens bracket. Or is there any hidden opportunity in the Liu family? Yi Cheng came here to look for treasure. Or maybe it's both. However, how come this guy has changed into this woman again after such a short period of time? It's a bit too fast. Moreover, this guy actually gives me a strange sense of threat. Perhaps because of the practice of out-of-yang spirit, your soul has become more sensitive, and the yang spirit in your body actually sensed a trace of time from Yi Cheng in front of you. Could it be that she has already acquired the time ability of the star shift bug in advance? You are very impressed by the talent, star shift. After all, in the last simulation, Laodang was unable to defeat Yi Cheng for a short period of time. Even you failed to escape because of star shift, and chose to commit suicide. If that's the case, I'm afraid I won't be able to do anything to her if we really start fighting. Wait, why would I want to be her enemy? You suddenly realized that it was Liu Qian who offended her. What does it have to do with you? Your expression kept changing, and then you revealed a sinister smile. You want to find Liu Qian, right? I can help you. That damn B***************** D suddenly disappeared in the Magic City. He must have run back to the Liu family. It is now rumored that this guy is the son of the deposed Crown Prince Chen Zan. Or the grandson of the emperor. So what? Under my sword, all beings are equal. Yi Cheng is wearing a nightgown, revealing her beautiful figure. She is holding the soul-devouring demon sword in her hand and looking around. Hee, Liu Qian, don't let me find you, or you'll be in big trouble. A few days ago, she got an opportunity, her strength increased greatly, she was full of confidence, and she thought she had a chance to take revenge. Now, all that's left is finding the target. Moreover, she always had an inexplicable premonition that there seemed to be something hidden in the Liu family that was attracting her. Revenge, treasure hunting, both. Suddenly, when she sneaked into the backyard of the Liu family, she turned her head and saw another figure who was also sneaky, wearing a nightgown and holding a bloody knife. Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. Instantly, the two of them stared at each other. Yi Cheng, what's going on? If she hadn't been able to tell that the person in front of her was a man, she would have suspected that it was a mirror. The equipment of the two men was really too damn similar. Same nightgown, same bloody knife, same sneaky behavior. Open black lens bracket. You, close black lens bracket. Brother, are you here to kill Liu Qian, the B************************************ You suddenly spoke up. Closing square bracket. That B************** D stole my beloved, cut off one of my arms, and bullied me because I was young and powerless. I have the opportunity today to take revenge. Yi Cheng, why do I feel like these are my words? Closing square bracket. She opened her mouth, unable to hold it in. She was obviously fooled. She wanted to ask a question, but once she opened her mouth, everything changed. You also have hatred for having your wife stolen. Open black lens bracket. Of course, Liu Qian is a thief who does all kinds of evil. He is greedy and lustful, and he likes to put labels on people. You showed a look of anger on your face. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. What about your knife? Close black lens bracket. I got this sword by chance. As the saying goes, there are male and female swords. My sword is the male one, and your sword is the female one. You remain calm. Closing square bracket. But Yi Cheng still couldn't hold it in, his mind was a little confused, and he stared at you. There was actually someone in the world who had the exact same experience. How could they be so similar? Maybe it's fate. I, Chen Shi, have been an honest man since childhood and I would never lie to anyone. Fortunately, the current Yecheng is not the Yecheng of 10 years later. It has not yet undergone a full version upgrade and is still in the newbie state. Your purple talent, nonsense, is still far ahead, at version T0. You successfully fooled the other party, using the same experience and honest appearance to gain the other party's sympathy, and you formed a short-term alliance to defeat Qian. It's just that she is cautious and seems to be a little wary of you, as if she hasn't completely believed you yet, but your next words instantly touched Yi Cheng's heart. I have a way to find out where Liu Qian is. Yi Cheng was shocked, then overjoyed, and asked. You said that although you don't know Liu Qian's location, you know the location of the Liu family's ancestor, and you can locate Liu Qian through the Liu family's ancestor. In the entire Great Xia Empire, who doesn't know that the Liu family is a die-hard fan of the deposed crown prince? Then, you decisively sold out the position of the Liu family ancestor, who was pretending to be dead. Yi Cheng did not hesitate and decisively took the knife and set off. Open black lens bracket. Chen Shi, thank you very much. Close black lens bracket. I think the end of the Liu family ancestor will not be good. Soul search is probably the least of his worries. Behind the Liu family ancestor is the human emperor Lao Deng. Seeing that Yi Cheng was tricked away, you sneered in your heart and decisively rushed towards the direction of the underground laboratory. This is just the beginning. Let me show you how powerful the protagonist of destiny is. Make a fuss, the bigger the better. ... You sneaked into the Liu family's underground laboratory and found a tube of marrow blood in a secret compartment in a corner. Crack. Without any hesitation, you decisively crushed the tube in your hand, and the blood instantly flowed into your body. Open black lens bracket. Boom. Close black lens bracket. A stream of hot heat began to erupt in the body, and the Qing Emperor's longevity sutra began to run wildly. Open black lens bracket. Close black lens bracket. You have condensed the supreme domain, which can deprive the target of all attribute powers and exert power and suppression. You have broken through the heavenly man realm and reached the first heavenly man realm. Open black lens bracket. Close black lens bracket. You have broken through to the third level of heavenly being, your strength has skyrocketed, and your lifespan has reached 5,000 years. Open black lens bracket. Close black lens bracket. Chapter 199, Awakening the Emperor's Eye. Finally, your cultivation base stopped increasing rapidly and stabilized at the peak of the third level of the celestial being. Finally broke through the heaven realm and condensed the domain. Your face showed a hint of excitement. This was your first time stepping into the heaven realm without the help of the 9 steps to heaven. The marrow blood of the Supreme Emperor's bone is extraordinary. It can instantly elevate you from the peak of the saint realm to the third level of heavenly man. This time, the villain simulation is guaranteed to be at least in the heaven realm. You feel that if you could get 2 more tubes of marrow blood, you would be able to soar directly to the peak of the heavenly man realm. If you try hard, you may become a true immortal on earth. It may not be impossible. I don't know if swallowing Lao Dang can replenish the marrow and blood that were lost before and make up for the emperor's bones. You can't help but think of this, but the difficulty seems to be extraordinary. After swallowing the marrow blood for the second time, the Supreme Emperor bone seems to have undergone some changes. You feel the restlessness of the Emperor bone in your body, and a warm current flows from your spine, rushing towards your eyes. Your Supreme Emperor bone has been partially restored, and you are beginning to awaken new abilities. You have obtained the Emperor's Eye, which gives you the ability to see through everything, dispel illusions, and glimpse some fragments of the future. Emperor's Pupil. You look at this new ability that has suddenly awakened in disbelief, and you feel a little dumbfounded. The first 2 abilities are fine, but what the hell is the last one, which is a glimpse into the future? It's really a bug. Closing square bracket. This almost involves the scope of time period. Closing square bracket. Could this be the true power of the Supreme Emperor Bone? At this moment, you can hardly imagine how terrifying a complete Emperor Bone is. Open black lens bracket boom. Close black lens bracket. At this moment, you suddenly heard a violent noise coming from above. It was obvious that a certain Destiny protagonist was starting to make trouble. Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. You raised your head and looked upwards. Suddenly, a trace of the power of seeing through everything burst out in your eyes. You instantly ignored the obstacles in the laboratory and underground, and saw the scene happening at the top. Say it or not, where is Liu Qian going? I really don't know. Yi Cheng was holding the bloody knife and cutting off the limbs of the Liu family ancestor. He ignored his screams and searched his soul in front of countless Liu family members who came running. At this moment, the Liu family ancestor felt like his brain was about to explode. He was pretending to be dead, but suddenly a crazy woman showed up and stabbed him, cutting off his limbs and hitting him in the chest a few times. Who did he offend? He doesn't even know this crazy woman. His Majesty will not let you go. Bold lunatic, let me go quickly. Stop, let my grandpa go. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. The Liu family who came over watched with fear and didn't dare to act rashly. You made such a big noise, Yi Cheng, you. Looking at the miserable appearance of the Liu family's ancestor, a smile appeared unconsciously on the corner of your mouth. Closing square bracket. The louder the noise, the more attention you can attract, which will facilitate your next move. You wish Yi Cheng would make a bigger fuss. I'll take this opportunity to deal with this other B********************. Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. While Yi Cheng was making a scene at the Liu family, you decisively chose to leave the laboratory and head in a certain direction. You plan to use this opportunity to kill a guy who has ambushed you twice. Open black lens bracket. What's that noise? Close black lens bracket. Is that the direction of the Liu family? Could it be that King Wu has taken action against the Liu family? Open black lens bracket. Close black lens bracket. Seeing that the Liu family was making quite a commotion, many people rushed over to take a look. However, at this moment, they are about to regret their next actions, because a certain Destiny protagonist who did not gain anything is very angry. Open black lens bracket. The Grand Prince's residence. Close black lens bracket. In the depths of the mansion, there is a strange blood-red altar, surrounded by dead human sacrifices, with powerful pressure emanating from their bodies. They were obviously powerful people when they were alive. If anyone were here, they would definitely find these offerings. They are all the geniuses of noble families or powerful independent cultivators who mysteriously disappeared in the Great Xia Empire in recent years. The eldest Prince Chen Ang is standing on the altar at this moment, holding a white bone skull in his hand, as if he is exploring something. Fortunately, I left some hands and feet on the little guy back then. At the critical moment, I can use them. Let me see where you are hiding. Just as Chen Ang was about to make the calculation, he suddenly felt an inexplicable ominous premonition, as if he had a sudden impulse. Open black lens bracket. What happened? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket boom. Close black lens bracket. At this time, he vaguely heard signs of fighting outside, and also the sound of the army. He frowned immediately. Open black lens bracket. Come here, what's going on? Close black lens bracket. Your Highness, something happened to the Liu family. Some lunatics attacked the Liu family, killed the Liu family ancestor, and are killing people. A feminine middle-aged eunuch walked in and reported softly. Closing square bracket. That madman seemed to be bloodthirsty, and even killed many people who came to watch the fun. The Daxia General Office and the Imperial Guards are already on their way there. You go down. Hearing that something happened to the Liu family, Chen Ang's frown relaxed. Just now he thought that the person from the Great Xia Palace had discovered his abnormality and was about to attack him. Open black lens bracket. Now it seems that he was overthinking. Close black lens bracket. Continue to calculate. Chen Ang expressionlessly took out a knife and cut open his palm. Blood gushed out like a fountain, instantly covering the skull in his hand. Open black lens bracket. Click. Close black lens bracket. The next moment, the skull in his hand seemed to come alive. Green light appeared in the skull's eyes, and its mouth began to open and close, making strange noises. Chen Ang took out a small bottle from his arms with a look of heartache. The bottle contained a drop of diluted golden blood and poured it into the mouth of the skeleton. This, skull head, is the head of a true god, in the West called the god of hunting. Even though it is dead, it still possesses some of the divine power it had in its lifetime. With just a drop of the target's blood, it can lock onto the target's location. Tell me where that cunning little guy is hiding. Click, click, he's right behind you. Chapter 200. The Emperor's eyes show his power and can predict the future. Open black lens bracket puff. Close black lens bracket. The soul-devouring demon sword suddenly pierced Chen Ang's chest from behind, causing his pupils to shrink in disbelief. Open black lens bracket. Uncle, you're looking for me. Close black lens bracket. A sinister voice suddenly came from behind, and the blood knife that pierced through the back twisted hard, almost tearing the heart apart. Bang! The hunting god's skull fell to the ground and rolled around. The green flames in its eyes dissipated a little. Chen Ang only felt that the blood in his body was swallowed up in an instant, his body became shriveled, and there was a sharp pain from his soul. But even so, it was still not as shocking as the level of shock he felt at the moment. He never dreamed that you would suddenly stab him in the back. You have to know that he has not interacted with you for more than 10 years. It is impossible for you to know his existence. But from your tone, it seems like you are very familiar with him. This is seriously beyond the expectations of this old BCH. He doesn't know that you have a simulator and can start over again and again. He just thinks that you have been forbearing since childhood and know everything. Closing square bracket. I've been fighting eagles all my life, but I got pecked in the eye by an eagle. I underestimated you. You think too highly of yourself. Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. You have a blank expression on your face. You draw your sword and cut off Chen Ang's limbs. You condense an 8th level, soul-shocking talisman, to make the opponent's soul enter a state of confusion and begin to search his soul. You know very well that this old scoundrel in front of you is not a simple person. Who knows what tricks he has up his sleeve? You must not give him any chance at all. Right now, the most important thing is to explore the location of the altar carrying half of the Emperor's bones in the overseas Golden Gauze Kingdom in Chen Ang's memory. Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. Chen Ang's soul trembled, as if it was under some kind of restriction. If it was searched, it would self-destruct. However, fortunately, you had planned it in advance and used the soul-shocking talisman to make his soul tremble, causing the speed of the band to be activated a step slower. You saw some memory fragments. It was a magnificent palace, filled with blonde and blue-eyed exotic dancers. Below the palace, there are several believers in cloaks drinking. These believers are the evil god believers who chose to commit suicide in the altar in the last simulation. At the top is King Pasati of the Kingdom of Golden Gauze, a king with great talent and ambition, but he has always been suppressed by Daxia and dares not have any ulterior motives. At this moment, he is entertaining a mysterious guest wearing a skull mask. The mysterious guest with the skull mask gives you a very familiar feeling, and is very similar to the Chen Ang in front of you. This is the capital of the Kingdom of Golden Gauze, Xia. Is my imperial bone hidden in there? The mysterious man with the skull mask should be Chen Ang's real body. He is really a cunning rabbit with 3 burrows, with a lot of clones. Looking at how familiar he is with King Pasati of the Golden Vale Kingdom, I'm afraid they have been colluding with each other for a long time. Open black lens bracket swish. Close black lens bracket. At this moment, the mysterious guest wearing a skull mask seems to have sensed something and looks towards you. Crack. You have no expression on your face, and without hesitation, you crush the memory fragments. Your shattered soul is devoured by the soul-devouring demon sword, and your body is completely wiped out. In the king's palace of Xia, the kingdom of Jinsha, a mysterious guest who was drinking suddenly felt a sharp pain in his brow, as if he had sensed something. He looked towards the direction of Daxia with a cold gaze, and muttered to himself, "Number 2 is dead, his soul was obliterated, and the person who attacked him without any memory was ruthless. Who could have done it? Could it be that my second brother discovered something?" Chen Ang didn't care about the death of one clone, but it would be troublesome if any information was exposed. I'm afraid most of the arrangements made in Daxia over the years have been abandoned, and the altar is no longer usable. What made him even more painful was the skull of the god of hunting. It was a real Western artifact that he had traded with the evil god for at a great cost. An unknown fire began to spread in his heart. He didn't like the feeling that even the people behind the scenes couldn't understand it. He is the one who always plots against others, never the one who is plotted against. The Golden Veil King Pasati, who was standing next to him, saw that he looked gloomy, and quickly asked, "What's wrong with the holy envoy?" Open black lens bracket boom. Close black lens bracket. The enraged mysterious guest ignored the concern of the so-called King of Golden Veil and looked towards the east with cold eyes. "No matter who you are, I will make you pay the price." Ha ha ha, this guy is anxious. Lu Qian looked at the scene in the simulator and instantly saw that someone was getting anxious. This time, the harvest is quite big. We roughly determined the location of the half of the Emperor's bone, and also obtained a Western artifact. You put away the corpse of Chen Ang in front of you, and did not choose to throw it away. It is obviously still useful. Then you pick up the skull of the hunting god on the ground. Closing square bracket. Under the all-seeing gaze of the Emperor's eye, the information of this skull instantly flooded into your mind. Skull of the god of hunting artifact. This is a lower-level god who ruled over millions of territories in Black Continent. His original form was a cunning jackal, but he gained faith and gradually evolved, gaining powerful hunting abilities. He was later hunted by a mysterious evil god, who chopped off his head and made it into an artifact, but he still possessed the talent for hunting prey. As long as you take out the target object and sacrifice it to the jackal soul in the skull, you can lock its location. The more compatible the object is with the target, the greater the chance of success. The level of Western artifacts is equivalent to that of Eastern immortal artifacts. Although this skull of the god of hunting does not have a strong offensive power, it does have special auxiliary functions. At critical moments, it can play a significant role. Closing square bracket. I guess Chen Ang must have put a lot of thought into determining your location. You gave me a big gift when we first met. You are worthy of being my uncle. You put the skull away with a smile. Even if you don't get any relevant information from this soul search, you can still use this skull to sacrifice the body of Chen Ang's clone, determine the location of the other party's real body, kill that B******************, D, and get back half of the Emperor's bone. You have been plotted against repeatedly before. How could you not be angry? How could you let it go? In your little notebook of grudges, Chen Ang is the second most wanted target. Open black lens bracket tier. Close black lens bracket. Suddenly, your head aches, and a glimmer of light appears in your Emperor's eyes, and you suddenly see a strange picture. The altar under your feet suddenly explodes, and a bloody hand without skin suddenly reaches out and grabs you. There seems to be a strange existence hidden under the altar. You were not careful for a moment and were caught by the bloody hand. Your aura accidentally leaked out, and then instantly alarmed the human Emperor Lao Deng. I found you. A huge white jade hand reaches out from the Great Xia Palace and grabs you. Open black lens bracket puff. Close black lens bracket. The picture only appeared for a moment, and then shattered like a bubble. This is predicting the future. Thank you for watching. Continue exploring the fascinating world of Chinese novel with us. Hit that subscribe button on Chinese Novel Audiobook to stay updated with our latest stories and never miss out a great listen.